Kino in that really awkward position in the middle of whiskey. Sorry, yeah. No,
After like 4
cigar.
rounds,
So
AMK was
all
the
of a
second
sudden,
highest fragger
Thrive
on his team.
really
Don't you
have
forget
a
that.
Good position for them to make sure that Upper Decky can't force their way back there all the way back towards Cocktail and Pallets. So Upper Decky can't really force themselves back up, take those more aggressive gunfights to equalize this man count. So Benji Mula doesn't even have a mirror window to play around. He's just so awkwardly trying to save behind this one wall that Celtic can't really keep closed.
It kind of opened up a little bit of a mirror window for him, albeit it goes both ways, as it was done by some Havana pellets.
Wow.
Nice shot
See,
for Benji, and that's exactly
Benji
what
knows
Upper
what to
Decky
fucking
needed.
do
The opportunity
when he
get
has to
aggressive
make a
and catch
play.
1 or 2 players isolated. This has been a problem
They're in a
this
bad
season for Thrive.
situation. They need to
Letting
do
people
something
get
to make a
little too
play.
far away from their teammates,
Now it might
and
be a
thus
little
not
late though. They
giving
don't have a
away- thus
C4.
giving away some opportunities at kills that you shouldn't
Twist
give
read
away,
that.
but that's not going to happen anymore beyond
And then
that
Melted
first
looks a
one.
little lost there, to
This
be
Twist
honest.
and Skunky will be the next 2.
Still got more
The
kills than
4 on
Aimkeep,
2
but
to find some kills, making it a 3-on-0 at the very end in a 5-2 round scoreline as they hope.
Aimkeep
to
did
make
this
that
last game.
5-0
Poor
comeback
first map
happen.
episode, 45 kills. He was a little bit better than this first game of
Just
yesterday.
On that piano window, make sure that Dexter, when Kino was getting so heavily pressured in the middle of the cigar shop, just making sure that he can't swing that cigar doorway, alleviate some of that pressure from Red, and then all of a sudden just get kill after kill after kill. Thrive really systematically.
Peak
taking apart
bronze
Upper
one
Deck
with
on that
380
defense,
games
just
played.
making
I
sure
feel
that
like
they
you have to
no real way
try
to get back into
to be that
round. So
bad.
overall,
What?
really shutting down the overall aggressive stance that Upper Decky were putting up, making sure that they couldn't make it their way.
You want to see an
into the
org
map,
pick up Upper
trying to shut
Decky?
down that entry, but Thrive respond with a bunch of entries of their own, get some good map control, and then force Upper Decky into
I
a
wonder how
very
they
awkward
do.
position
They're kind
where
of
they
an
have
exciting
no
team.
real
I think they
chance
would
to
be
get back
like.
into that round. So Thrive,
I don't think they would do
2
very
good
well. I
rounds
think
in
they
a row.
honestly get last
First
in
one was
NAL.
off a hero play from Candle, and then Candle opens up another really good team round this time around on their very first.
But like,
tag
if they
of
get
the
a good
second half.
coach, they take it seriously, they start to scrim, and
Well,
maybe they get a lot
finally won an
better.
Attacking round. They made one work on defense pretty late into their first half, and now to start the second one, they make it work on attack. So who's to say they can't keep getting it done? Different objective this time around for Upper Decky.
Fox A is still
They
part
don't
of
like what they
Oxygen.
had going
Yeah,
on
only
for
as a
Cocktail
content
last
creator though.
time, and thus want to go downstairs towards reading and dining, trying that one for the second time in a row. Very much successful for them last time around as they opened up the round.
They could just buy out
Pretty
Fox's
dominant,
contract as a content
leaving
creator.
Thrive, and I want to say it was like a 4-on-2
They might even be able to
something
work some deal
like
where like
that,
Fox A is a
without too much
content
control
creator for Oxygen,
for
but
the
a player
attacking side,
for
but already Kino down
100
to just
Thieves or
15
whatever org
HP.
comes in.
We're on yet another round where Kino was lost a lot of health really early on, and unsupported
I feel like they
in
get
Cigar
last, to be
Shop,
honest.
Kino will get knocked down, though the hatch opened up and the res facilitated. So he's
'Cause I think
actually
Los
even set to
have
more
made good
HP
roster
than he
moves.
had
They look like a
after the
better
first
team than they
shot
used to.
set of bullets hit him.
I think
Now Dexter has died to Candle, so Thrive
every other
really
team just has
turning it
better
up here in these
players
early
and has
engagements.
been together for longer.
And Candle has just been getting
The
so
only one that you're like
up in
maybe
these
thinking
last
about
couple
is like
rounds. I mean, he is
maybe
now on 8
WildCard, but I
kills.
feel like
And I
WildCard
think
is like the same
before
team
the
but better.
First round that they won, they weren't really getting any kills.
Like
out of
WildCard is
the
also a
team
bunch of
wise.
old players
So
who like
now
might be
Upper
kind of
Decky feeling
washed,
all this pressure.
but
Pallets
like at
gets
least they have
completely
synergy,
shut down
and at
by
least they have
Melted.
Spiker.
So Anki now dead, the first one for Upper Decky. Now all of a sudden Thrive have full top floor control that they can start to open up. They're not too concerned about that one kill.
Little disappointed by that extension from Aimkey, I'm not gonna lie. You
Those still have
all
2
that,
dog shit
you
players.
have an
I don't think they
advantage of
do.
pushing people actively away from that third floor just by burning some
Like
units.
Legacy
Least you
is
could do is
young
have a
Gunner
player towards
who
Pixel as well to maybe make a little bit of a crossfire on that drop back.
obviously had a bit of a
Make
rough
sure
first
that
stage,
kill
but I think
that
Legacy
you
has a
just
lot of
gave up
potential.
is
He's
at
like
least traded
18
if
years
you
old.
do give up the one
And then
round.
who else they still have?
Eventually,
Rise?
they'll get traded out like Candle, who's having a huge
Rise
match
ain't
so
that
far
bad.
today, but Melted with
Not
a
great.
runout.
He's not that bad.
These runouts going completely unresponded to by Thrive. This time around, it'll make things an advantage for Upper Decky. Well, not exactly in that
Was it
moment.
Rise or
Dreams
Farius
now turned it
that they
into
kept?
a proper advantage, and as Moses tries to stick the plant, it's just Skunky to cover. He's sitting inside a reading room as well, so they're basically trapped in here, and the plant
Oh,
didn't
they
even
kept
get to
Farius.
go
They kept
down.
Farius.
So poor Skunky in the 1v3.
Sorry, I'm not
Every
watching this
watch
game,
is
but
from
like
up above.
Upper Decky
Melted
slam.
will melt him and get Upper Decky on the match point.
And so many of those kills when
Legacy
Thrive
is
looked
not
so
horrific.
good in that early round just came off of 1v1 gunfights that they just kept losing. Inky was the start. Sure, yeah, you already are up a man and wanted to make it 2, but then you just kind of lose that gunfight. All right, it's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. You can still open up a lot of that floor above. Make
Yeah,
sure that
Rise and
Upper
Bursa
Decky
were
have
the
so
issues,
far
and they're both
back.
gone.
But then Melted
Like,
runs out. Garage
Los
finds
made smart
another
roster
one,
moves.
And then they just continue to pile up on top of that with more kills that are just not being responded to by Thrive. I mean, you have all the advantages.
Los
you
kicked the
have
right
the full
players, and they
top four,
picked
you
up
can
some really
lock it
exciting
down, but then you
pieces
just
in
continue
return.
to
So
throw away
Los
your
have a lot of
advantages
potential,
in
in
that
my
round by
opinion.
just taking a very aggressive
Let's
gunfight
calm
which
down.
we're not
A lot of
winning.
potential. They're
You're
not making the
just
major,
looking to
but
try to
like,
get a confirmed plan
they're not
down
getting
and
last.
reading, and then just watch for coverage for anybody from Upper Decky moving their way to try to retake that bomb site.
Well, that round, given how it started for Thrive, you feel like it really should have been a round win. And given the deficit that they are at, it's a round
Los to
you really needed to
Montreal.
win, given how well you started. Because against Upper Decky, as we saw in that first half, you're not always going to get big advantages early on. You're not going to get those 5-on-4, 4-on-3 opportunities. So small mistakes here and there really starting to matter. As earlier on, they're doing better not getting caught too far away from their teammates, but it seems like later on, they keep on getting picked off one by different members of Upper Decky. And so we're left with
All right,
members of the defensive
dining.
side with a
They just
solid
win
amount
this
of
round.
kills. Benji, Dream, and Kino all on 6. Melted does have 12, so he's been putting
Candle needs to drop
a
another
lot of
3 for
work
them to win
be
this
sure.
round. I just don't think they have it in
Melted
them.
is a full
Their
team
comeback
effort
has been
from
stunted.
Upper Decky
I
as
think
everybody except for
momentum-wise
Dexter,
and like
even
mental-wise, they're just
chipping
kind of
in for
cooked.
impactful frags here and there on top of that. And 6-2 scoreline surely representative of how well they've started off, as they'll try to end things off with
Yeah,
their
Los
last
sold their
defensive round
spot
of
in Brazil
regulation, making it
to
their
whoever they
last,
sold it to,
hopefully,
and then they
defensive
wanted to
round
buy a spot in North America.
round at all on the very first map.
No
of
real
this
reason behind
series.
it. I think
Closing things out
they...
with that defensive mining and dining.
Part of me wonders if they maybe
Kano
felt
is
they
still
had
playing
more
very
support in
aggressive
North
in the
America
middle of
than they
Cigar
actually
Shop.
did.
He's been here almost
due to
every
what
single
happened in
defensive round that
Atlanta.
Upper Decky have played. So he's
Um,
feeling very confident, even though these last 2 rounds have not gone well.
But I
for
also
him.
think just like
So
economically, it probably
they'll
just made more
try
sense to
make
them.
sure that Thrive don't have a chance to get into this map, even contesting.
Like they sold their
Skyline
team in
speed,
Brazil,
so making
which
sure
probably
that
made them a
Thrive
bunch of
feeling
money,
all
and
this
then they probably
pressure
still
as he
wanted to
does
have a
eventually start
team.
to fall back, but making sure that Thrive
And it just
knows
so
his
happened that like
presence is
NA had a
is gonna
spot open
take
and
that
Brazil
extra time
didn't.
to just drone things out, make sure he's not still.
Yeah,
there
this is
testing.
Thrive's map pick.
Thrive slowing down their overall pace, but they do find a Benji Mula. He is down, but not confirmed just yet.
Well, there it is. Another opener.
Benji Mula down. The
Twist,
round
another
enters the
opener for
realm of
Thrive.
possible.
Twist pitching in big time
Kino
now.
down.
And
The
Skunky
round
making it
odds
even
don't
better.
change.
There's that response back from Upper Decky. Skunky caught out. Good trade of your last teammate's death. And Melted
Oh,
wins that fight
no.
against Aim. He left on just 5 HP, and that's going to be pivotal because now, instead of another
As long as
two-man
Candle
advantage, it's
exists,
sat in a 3-on-3 without too terribly much control.
they
for
still have a
Thrive. That is
chance.
except for Candle inside a cigar shop and Twist inside of Reading.
Melted's
That
5
one
health too.
Still could be a factor later
They
on.
could Twitch drone Melted to
But
death.
Stream inside of Train, the one tasked
I
with
doubt
watching
they
his
do.
exit, surely
Twist
they
is not
know
in a
he's here.
position where
He's
he
got a
can
kill
jump on a
early
drone,
He
but
he's walking towards the site just yet.
it is
Dream
technically
doesn't seem to
possible.
expect it at all for the time being. Looking behind him, wary that someone could have snuck into the bomb site, and they have. Matter of fact, they've crossed the angles. They have no clue.
Oh, good
he gets
kill.
run up on from behind,
Good kill from
and
Dream.
Twist gets the kill, but not in time to save his teammate. And so Candle will
They don't know if
die.
one's on the train window.
And with Melted on just 5 HP,
They don't know where Moses
Thrive
is,
have
do
that
they?
site
Oh,
control,
Moses
and
jumped in
maybe
now.
having Melted so low
Mining
could be
window,
such a
my
big
mistake.
factor. Shotgun out, I think, has dealt damage to Moses. But maybe just from above, his Twist from range is gonna
Dexter
get
is
the kill
top
on
floor,
Melted.
though.
Melted did the
Dexter
most
has
to try
soft
and make sure
breach.
it was as low
No,
as
they placed
possible.
inside of dining. They're
Now it
okay.
has to be Dexter
He hits an
to
air
get
jab?
both of these last 2 kills.
No,
and
he
work
knows
his
where
way
the
forward.
plant
Tries
is
to
too, he
shoot
just
the player
missed.
in the corner on the plant,
Oh, but he gets
knows
down
where the fuse is going
anyways?
down. He's
Oh, it
actually
doesn't
gonna
matter,
kill to the wall,
Twist.
but Twist will make sure
Bro,
it all evens
they
out
got
in
some
the
fucking
end.
heroes on
And they're
Thrive.
not quite gonna end it on defense. You'll need at least one more attacking round win to close this one out on the side of Upper Decky.
Oh, and just as tight of a round as it can be, Upper Decky know exactly where Thrive is trying to plan. They just can't quite find that finisher onto the case carrier, and Thrive get away with one. Where
If
it was
Fox
just
wants
kind
to
of
stay
back
as a
and forth for
caster,
them
Upper
that
Decky is
entire
basically
round.
the major
Got a
attending
lot of
Mirage
kills
team
on
with
that
Dream and
early
Hyper.
second top floor
That
clear,
team does
and
not
then
get
just
better
kinda
than
throw
fucking
away
WildCard
a lot
than
of their
those, bro.
lives
I'm
again in
sorry.
singular gunfights,
That
where
team
just all of
doesn't
a
make a
sudden,
major in
timings
any
are just a
real
little bit
NAL stage
misplaced.
where the
Those
teams don't
Nova
absolutely
spots
shit the
swinging
bed.
into mining gets traded off by team.
NA is
by
so
Dream
much
in
better
the
than they were
bomb
back
site.
when Mirage made a
But then
major,
just kinda
man.
make it a 2v2 gunfight
So
where
much
Upper
better.
Decky still have a chance to win that round out. I was really scared when all of a sudden the smoke was up above.
Also,
trying
I
to
think
open
Fox
up
would
the
rather
shotgun
play
windows onto mining bomb
than
site, and
be
then
on the analyst
Thrive have to
desk.
desperately run over
But
towards
I don't know.
fireplace, try to get that plant down with such minimal time. Could have been an easy clutch for them, which unfortunately Upper Decky can't.
They're
close
thriving
out
for sure,
Cafe
bro.
Just yet, Thrive live on for at least another round.
they're going to have to keep doing just that the next 3 in a row, right? Because I keep mentioning it at least. Clubhouse, very scary map to take Upper Decky to, and unless Thrive have had some time to check out some VODs maybe through the day, I think Cohen is on board. I don't know if he's the official coach or just the namesake team, but
Casters is talking about Thrive VOD reviewing Upper Decky. Like, they weren't just asleep from their last game to this. I guess Anki had to be doing something. I guess he was helping his friend move, though.
Changing up the strats, so maybe having a good idea of what you're walking into will matter. But for now, primary goal here is just don't even think about Clubhouse just yet. Try and secure the win here while you can. Seemed like a little bit of a spawn peek happened, as Dream needs to stim himself back up to 110.
They got through the hard part, honestly. They survived their attacking quarter. Now they just got to hold angles on defense.
So it might have been Twist.
Kino on the Monty is going to be very annoying, actually.
They just want to run up to
Is
that
it a bakery
floor
take this time?
and clear the map in full from there.
No. It's a full top
Five
down.
at this point, playing a lot more reserved, at least playing closer to the bomb site, a little bit more of an extension just through the small parts that they can get to a little bit safer. It's
Yeah,
not
full
really
top
wanting
down.
to take those aggressive gunfights upstairs. Don't want to go for that roam because it has not really worked against Upper Decky. So Upper Decky really kind of wasting.
Would
their own
Fox
time
play
just
for
trying to make
pennies?
sure that
That's
all
the
this is
real
clear, but
question
nobody
that I don't
from Thrive
know.
Is in those positions to take those gunfights. So Upper Decky
I don't think
are going
so.
to know it's safe.
I think
They're
if
gonna be
Oxygen
very
offered
comfortable
Fox his
going
spot
for
back,
these
he'd
clears
say
now.
yes.
So it's up to Dexter to just really open up.
And I think
much
if
of
any
the
other
floor
like
space,
good team
make sure
offered
that
Fox his
Thrive
spot,
is
he'd
as
say yes
comfortable as
in a
possible.
heartbeat.
Because looking at this,
If a
Skunky
middling
may
team
want
like a
to
wild
attempt that
card or
red flank
something
if
offered him
Upper Decky is not
a
quite paying attention
roster
to it.
spot, I don't know what he'd say. He'd
Also
probably have
tried
to weigh
threaten that red
the
flank
different
very
factors
early
and make
on
his call.
last round. It
I
didn't
also
go
don't
so
want to
well
put
when
words in his
Anki
mouth. Like, who
tried
fucking
it.
knows, man? Maybe he would say,
that just
maybe he'd
means
tell
Upper
Auction to fuck
Decky
off if they offered him a
don't think
spot.
they'll try it again. Not clearly the case. Is they do have the Nomad on board, and also
If the
Nomad
BBC
herself
offered him a spot,
staring
he
at that
would
walk up red
probably,
stairs, very aware that that flank is a possibility.
immediately renounce
And
all
like
other
this
teams.
precedent set by Thrive,
He would
only
jump
to then
in.
not really
He would
try
beg
and
to
do
be
anything similar.
IGL'd by
'Cause
the
you're not
Madman
flanking red
or
stairs,
whoever your
but
IGL
you're
is.
just aware
And
that
he
the
would, you know,
threat of a
sit and
flank
learn
of red
as he
stairs
should.
is in the mind of Upper Decky, so you don't have to do anything, and you can waste some time very actively. Good run out for Twist will get the kill, but the catch is that Skunky tried the same thing just before, and he died for it, so it's just a 1-for-1, and here comes that Monty again, threatening this player in VIP. The drop of the shield is going to mean Candle has to fall off, as the swing comes out wide. He tries to do what he can, but Dream wins the one-on-one, and so Candle gives away that advantage to Upper Decky, and I don't know if they're going to be giving it back anytime soon. Kino gets one with the pistol, trying to show everybody that he
GG's,
isn't
chat.
that bad of a
You
Monty
know, it's
player,
not
trying
GG
to
yet.
beat
It's
the
not GG yet.
allegations. With a
Aimkey
two-player
is
advantage, it
not
seems
gonna
like
do
Upper
anything.
Decky
Aimkey
will try and
dies.
beat the
Twist
fraud
could get a
choker
3K though.
allegations.
Oh, especially with
They're all
Aimkey
pretty
dealing
low on
so
HP,
much
so that
damage
could
to
get pretty
Kino.
bad.
No,
Actually
Kino
all
walked
below
through.
50. So
I don't know
maybe
how he
straight
took that much
impact
damage.
grenade or C4 or something
Twist is dead,
explosive
GG.
would matter, but nothing really
Aimkey,
there.
I love you, but
For
you don't
Thrive
have
at
enough
the
sleep for this
moment,
game.
Nothing at all there, but one kill in that last round. Otherwise, a complete sweep to close out the map.
I do know that
7-3
Veli's a news anchor
in
now.
Upper Decky's favor.
I worked.
Really
He
good
told me
presence
before
of
it was even
mind by
public.
Upper Decky to just
that he
know
was getting
there's
that job.
Possibility for Thrive to get as aggressive as possible.
It's good for him.
We
I'm
saw
glad
them
to see him
try do
succeeding.
that upon that lobby doorway.
He
Two
loves
players
it,
swinging
supposedly.
out.
He,
Melted
I
Red
think he's
trades
really happy
himself
now,
out. So I
which
just-
is good,
I
'cause
really
he's
have
at
to know
a,
what was
you
the
know,
idea by Thrive, because
tough couple
why
of
are
jobs.
you getting aggressive there? Because you were doing so well, just kind of wasting time for Upper Decky, not being able to clear any positions, but you give them so many free picks.
1-0 for Upper Decky. I think I'm gonna put that on the HUD.
Yeah, it felt like maybe that was kind of a theme, right? Early on, it felt like we were forfeiting so many opening kills and just opportunities to Upper Decky, courtesy of Thrive, that they weren't really able to respond to that quickly. I do think, though, that they...
In the meantime, first of all, let's pay out the channel points. I don't think I need to go back and review this one. The Melted Believers are eating good today. Congratulations, Cam Hawk, for winning the most channel points on this. Jackie was in a Netflix show years ago, Axon. The reason Jackie left the NAL desk was to go film the Netflix show. That's old news. But yes. Chat, does anybody have a country for the global? Nah, Veli's so good in front of a camera. Hello, global? Here we go. She's in more stuff? Bhutan. Hold on. Jackie Jing. What is she in? I don't think she was. Yo, she did take a picture with Logic, though. That's pretty hype. Oh, we're not doing this. Probably this one, though. Wait, hold on. I should have known that. All right, nowhere near Bhutan. Yeah, she's crazy tall. Casual knee bend photo. She's used to it, I'm sure. Nowhere near Bhutan. Give me... I've been going to North Africa a lot lately. Let's spice it up. No, let's stick to our guns. North Africa. Let's keep it central. Central African Republic. Okay. The problem is that doesn't tell me much. Like, I still don't know if it's north or south. We're 1,000 clicks away. Could be Sudan. Could be Uganda. Could be like a Niger. Let me try Uganda first. We'll try Niger. Are we ever, Equatorial Guinea? Fuck, it's this one, isn't it? What's that one called? Sao Tome and Principe? Bingo. Pretty good, pretty good. I'll take that. Let's do the R6. Don't say I'm 4'1". I'm 5'7". I'm a tall 5'7" at that. Cabana? Male attacker, not from Japan, newer than 2016. Male attacker, not from Japan, somewhat new. Not from Asia. What about Fenrir? Not Fenrir. Flores is who I meant to say. Is Flores Viper Strike, though? I don't think so. Okay, we can get this. Male attacker between 2016 and 2021. Not from Asia, not from South America. Anti-gadget and anti-intel. In Ghost Eyes. Anti-gadget, anti-intel attacker. Lion? Lion's not really anti-gadget, though. I think Lion lines up, though. Is there anybody else? It could be. Certainly there must be. Was Jackal 2017? He was, wasn't he? Was it ever Jackal? Jackal's not really anti-gadget either, though. I don't think it could be a North American, right? Like, who could it be in North America? Nobody. I don't think. So I think I'm going to rule out NA for now. Could it be Maverick? Oh. Oh. Maverick is definitely anti-gadget. He's kind of intel. Not really. Let me check the game hasn't started. No. I have no idea who the fuck is in Ghost Eyes. Let me try Maverick. Fuck. It is an American though? Oh, it's Zero. I deadass forgot Zero was in the game. I forgot Zero was in the game. Chat definitely got it before me. Yeah. I didn't think Mav was intel, but like I didn't, you know, I couldn't think of anybody else who was.
Reliable source of round wins.
Upper Deck, interestingly, banning Monty away from themselves, which we saw Kino use quite often.
Zero's
on
so dog shit. I just forgot he existed.
Nerfing themselves a little bit, just kind of giving
My bad.
You know, less options. Although we have seen him run the Blitz on this map quite often. We saw it a lot against Cruelty, so there's still a lot of shield options for him. He's clearly still trying to show that he can play shields very well. So I mean, I'm not doubting him. He can still frag out on shields no matter what he's doing. So
check him
you
PC,
man.
please.
But overall, like kind of like we were saying with Upper Deck, Thrive game.
She's just calling him nasty. She's not actually implying
yes,
Snake is cheating.
Early games, early rounds were just kind of built upon them doing wacky things.
That was crazy though.
Those wacky things and didn't adapt
That's
to things.
disgusting.
So WildCard adapted themselves, shut down all of those weird plays that Thrive are trying to do.
What's the R16 called? R6 DLE, like a Wordle, but R6
really
still.
Worried because if our early rounds don't work out, it may be a sign that can they even really adapt to?
He finished that game with
situations?
24
They did not
kills.
adapt
Yeah.
well on Cafe at all to try to bounce back from those early round losses.
Well, early round loss is hopefully not going to be something that happens for Thrive. To state the obvious.
Yeah, he went
hopefully they will
crazy
lose
that game.
rounds
It was
because
absurd.
They want to win the video game. But eventually they started to get
All right.
into it. So it does feel
Thrive.
like it's a matter of being
Last
able
night,
to deal with what's in
Thrive
front of you
lost
without
their
leaving so
own map
much
pick
time
to
to
Glow
compare
Moji
some
and had to
adaptations
claw
for it.
back their
Because it took
opponent's
until there
pick
were 5 rounds
and
in
then
the
the
last
decider
round
in order to stay
to really
alive
start
in this
to actively
tournament.
threaten Upper Deck. That
Today,
cannot be the same this
they
time,
do the
especially
same,
not
except
when you're
instead of
starting on the
Glowmoji,
defensive side.
they
You
play
have to
against
get
Dream.
something on the board in
Very
this quarter.
different player
I'd imagine
indeed.
You'd have to really get, you know, maybe like
Can
2
they do
or
it
3
again?
rounds to make this a successful defensive half. Anything less, I'd probably look at as not the greatest defensive half. And there were
How long will it
probably
take
a
you to
number of
walk
mistakes
4K
you need
today?
to finish, or you need to fix, rather. But that whole, you know, relies on having good enough attacks.
I bet
to
you
be
can do
even
it
given the opportunity
in.
to
I bet
fix
you
the
can do it under
defensive
45
mistakes
minutes.
later on. So they'll go to the basement, see if this one works out for them. As they've got a Goyo and Smoke composition.
Imagine
Goyo
losing
not
the Glow
super
Emoji.
common
Couldn't
on
be
the side.
Thrive.
I don't
They won the
think
BO3.
He's brought a good amount of time, but not nearly to the same extent you'll see him on maybe like a banked basement.
There's a lot of VODs on
or
Upper Decking
perhaps
Club.
an Oregon
The problem
basement
is,
in terms of
Thrive
how much
literally
time he can delay.
finished their game at
But the
3 a.m.
theory
last
of
night,
this round really seems to
went
just
to
be,
bed,
wanted to wait
presumably
out
most of
time
them,
later
woke
on
up,
and
went to
stop
work,
and
and now
execute
are
when it comes
immediately
through.
playing this game.
Because every
Like,
single member of Thrive
they don't have any time to really prep a
This is
VOD
something
review.
I kind of want to give some credit towards Thrive is how they play very util.
Who said
heavy
55, you
lineups,
did it
but
in
still
30?
play Very aggressive. Try
30
to
is
really
ambitious.
emphasize that
I bet
stall
you could do it under
potential.
45 for sure.
If they don't get all those
I believe
kills
in
in
you.
the early game and shut the round down on the exterior parts of the map, they'll really.
It is
rely
hot as
upon
fuck,
their
though, so
util
good luck.
In the later portions of the round, try to win the rounds out that way. If the kills don't go their way initially, so Upper Decky do need to get a lot of clear under their belt very early on in this round, unless they want to deal with that Smoke and Goyo, just pop them very early on. They don't really have a ton. They don't have a Twitch that can just go around the site. Pop
Light
all
Rose
those
puts out
canisters.
bangers for sure.
The fact that Twist is all the way upstairs in the middle of Logi, do they actually know there's someone going to go hunt him down? Benji Mula wants to take that initial gunfight.
Come on, Twist.
Twist
Come
about
on,
to be caught
Twist.
by himself, needs to run away quick. Tries to get away.
He
but
should have
there's
committed to the
somebody
fight.
construction as well. So it looks like he just had to try and take one head-on engagement. And see what kind of
Sucks
damage he
losing
can
your
deal.
Fenrir
He
down
dealt
here.
all but 22.
Because now you can't turn those mines on and off, so you're stuck with whatever 2 dread mines you initially had turned on.
That is to say, has been taken away. So Twist at least able to contribute something, as well as wasting a good amount of time on top of this. So these Goyo canisters, smoke canisters, and the C4 on Moses could still make a difference later on. However, we talk about it with this team a lot. That first kill was not responded to at all. So that might be a problem given that you're about to walk into a countering of an execute with a man disadvantage.
They're already popping so many of those Goyo canisters. There's not really going to be much time waste outside of those smoke canisters from Skunky. He's already wasted one of those smoke babes. He needs to be very careful about where he throws those next two. He doesn't overexpose himself, take that early death in this execute, because now, more than ever, Thrive need to be careful about where they're positioned.
Driver looking up a lot of hatches right now, and I honestly don't mind it. Given how I was talking about how they need to try and do something to catch them off guard, but Dexter very
Yeah.
swing from Candle.
I don't
Kino
know,
ready for the
chat.
play that Skunky just tried.
I don't
Really just
know.
Aimkey staring up a hatch, hoping somebody tries
It's
to
never
go
great.
Moto, but it's just
I don't
not
know why they're
happening, and now he's
roaming
been
with
beat
one
off
guy.
entirely. One
Right?
versus
The
four.
one-man
Nobody
roam
even gave him the opportunity. The
only
one
really
kill, he was
works if
waiting
you're
all
really
round
being
to
cheesy and like
possibly get a
ratting
chance
in
at.
strip or something
Dexter,
stupid.
the only one who's died
And
thus
even
far
then,
for
you know,
Upper Deck. He's about to get
we're
caught
stretching
on
the
top
term
of the central
work.
stairs. Doesn't even really do
If you're gonna
too much
roam on
damage to
Clubhouse
prevent you
Basement, commit to the
eventually will
roam.
kill him from
I don't
up
like
top.
that they just
Metal
had
Bar's
one
got the way, but
Fenrir
only for so
roaming and then he
long.
died and then nobody else was
It's
playing
Upper
aggressive
Decky.
with him.
Up
Play together,
after
you know,
round
that would
one,
prevent
again.
something like that from happening.
I mean, Upper Decky, just again, continuing their overall intel dominance against Thrive, just making sure they have
What
full,
tier 2 teams
clear
have impressed you
ideas
so
of where
far?
Thrive are standing at all times.
Makers for sure.
Twist on a lurking roam, trying to waste a lot of that time.
Let me go look
Did
at the
waste
teams again
quite a
real quick.
Bit of it, but still ultimately caught off guard. Didn't really do anything to Upper Decky other than just shoot a couple of bullets into them. And then Upper Decky continuing to waste all that utility by Thrive, most notably those Vulcan canisters, making sure that
I
time
think
presence
Karn have
by them
actually been
is
playing
not
pretty
gonna be a
well.
factor.
Karn
And
and
then
Co.
ultimately, just Thrive trying
I
to
think Karn and Co are
overwork
looking pretty
those
good.
hatches,
Despite the
try
fact
to
they did lose 2 games.
over peak and try to get back into that round, just try to equalize those kills, but overexpose themselves.
Fluffy
give Upper
Aimers had that
Decky
upset
easy
win
path
over
back
Upper
to the bomb
Deckies
site,
too, which was kind of
get that
insane.
plant down, and then all of a sudden Aimkey is just left in Moto, has not even moved as soon as that execute
And then
started,
Aerial
so
Rise,
he
of
is
course.
just kind of AFK for the middle of that execute and could not do anything to try to get back into that round.
I meme on them, but they are a good team.
Well, now Thrive need to try and get back into this game, opting to go to a completely different bomb site to try and do just that. They'll go to gym and bedroom, trying to make sure that this round can be better than the last. And the last one very much dominant in favor of Upper Decky. I do feel like a lot of that kind of a tribute to that man disadvantage given away so early on, thanks to Twist trying to die on the hill of the roam. And even though he did waste a lot of time, the Goyos and Smoke seemingly not doing enough to counter the push in. And also, there's so many different places to push all at the same time.
I actually
on
had
the
team
basement
kills
bomb site.
to
So
mini
you
siege.
can't really just throw a gas canister and slow the push 10 seconds. You can slow the push out of one area, but not really the whole push.
It's not a
the way
bad
you
idea.
could Maybe do it if it's a server take on bank basement or laundry side take. on
1%
Korean
chance
basement,
every gunfight is
for
a team
example,
kill.
Just to compare some of those similar basement site objectives, as a swing out CC window could be imminent. Kino here to watch for just that, as well as watching for the bandit trick on that CC platform wall, but it's never going to come through. They're very wisely positioning themselves well away from that window, making sure they don't get caught isolated this round. And they're pretty much all back to the objective with only a minute gone.
Really not wanting to deal with any of that pressure from Cash side by Upper Decky, just opening up that construction wall and that CCTV wall. So really not wanting to deal with any of that presence. So Upper Decky still just trying to be very methodical at how they clear this map, trying to see where they can go with, especially Kino on the Kali, just really locking down all of those bedroom and gym windows, making sure that nobody from Thrive can overpeak.
What's the
and
push
then
plan
give
here,
away
boys?
that first pick over to Upper Decky.
Like, they
So
have
need
cash
to be very
control.
careful about
The
where they
extension
stand.
fell off really
Can't give away
quickly.
too much presence over to Upper Decky, otherwise they're just gonna
But
pick you apart as soon as this execute starts. We already saw it last round.
I don't know, we'll
You
see.
give even an inch to Upper Decky, it seems they'll run a mile.
It's gonna be a
Team was
con
really
take,
getting
I
in
guess.
the way of this push though, because Upper Decky not totally sure if
But
they
a
can
5v5
advance,
con push,
where
we'll
they
see.
can advance
They
to,
definitely
if
need
they're
some
even
more
able to
angles
advance
involved here.
anywhere.
I didn't
How
see.
they
I
should
assume
go
they got
about
the
it, because
jacuzzi
the
wall
drones
because
are
they
moving
used all their
forward.
hard breach and they have a
Not able to
thatcher.
catch too much util or
Unless
information.
it was some crazy
because they're
bandit
either
tricking
getting
from
shot or
Moses that
caught
we
in a
missed,
jam.
but
And so Thrive in a solid spot, but they
It's gonna
still
come
need
down
take
to
that
can they
first
push
engagement.
together.
That's where they've been going wrong lately, and a good job from Candle, who's been winning these openers for them when they need to.
What are
get
we
it
looking
done.
at, Dexter?
Run out the window to come
Whoa,
next. Oh, a triple
Candle.
kill for Candle.
Dude,
And now
Candle
the
could
play
be on
from
SSG.
one sole
This guy knows
player
how to let it
outside of
hang.
Construction
this
Bounty.
guy's actually been super
That's
fucking
melted.
impressive this
Will
game.
need to be
In terms of just
huge
like stepping
to
up
try
and
make the
and
comeback
being
happen.
him.
Drop into
Candle
logistics.
is
He can't get a
ridiculous,
single thing
bro.
done.
This
He's
guy's
a
got
4K
confidence.
for Candle. And we were saying it may not be reliable, but if there's anyone you can rely on this Thrive squad right now, it's that man there.
And thank God for it, because Thrive were looking like they were just going to get exploded upon by Upper Decky. Candle just peeking that bedroom window, all of a sudden gives them a huge opening for him to move back into construction.
Blackout, don't say, don't look at your KD, so you're doing bad and say this is homophobic.
That was where all the presence by Upper Decky was.
It's not.
They're trying to make sure that they could
I don't control it.
down in the middle of the bomb site.
It's just a coin flip.
That
Candle should be on SG over Benja.
I've
been saying this.
He's going to take that initial gunfight.
I've been saying this.
As much pressure as she can.
I haven't, but I'm gonna lie and say I have.
Apparently, while he's doing so. So first 4 kills of the round, and first 4 kills for him in this entire map so far. So really, Thrive, if you're really struggling for all your gunners, don't want to completely rely upon Candle, but you're gonna be thankful that he's doing as well as he is right now.
Does that count for something? I guess.
Like it's like well, we're not totally relying on Candle, but I mean, if he's gonna get 4 kills, we're not gonna complain that he got 4 kills.
I'm not gonna argue about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of that can go back to the mute jammers too, right? They were lacking so much info on the walk into construction that Candle ends up shooting one drone, trying to get into gem, gets a kill on the window, and then reaggresses into construction.
Aimkey is playing the dock and rafters.
Into construction, didn't even totally know.
Playing it with a Wamai. I like it with the Wamai. I don't like it without the Wamai.
On the attempted play they were going for. So great job to Candle. Like I was talking about earlier on, finding out a way to spot a gap in the attack.
He's jumping down though.
That's going to be the key for Thrive on some of these defenses to really.
He's trying to play aggro. I like it. I like it.
Oh! If
he just like was a little bit more patient or a little bit more aggressive, he gets that. He just didn't have the timing down.
Trying to make something happen a little bit cheeky to start off the round.
Do a prediction. You're right.
Half of his health, so I guess I'll consider it a win for Thrive.
Let's keep it simple. Who wins the map?
Expect a lot of
Thrive in OT. Sorry, Thrive in regulation.
Just in general.
Thrive in OT.
Series. So Enki putting himself into an unexpected
Upper Decky in OT.
In the early parts of this round.
Or Upper Decky in regulation.
Damage to Kino's already on 50 HP, so he's gonna have to be very careful for when they actually try to clear this garage presence by Thrive. So moving into this rest of this round, they need to be careful for Upper Decky on how much of this map they drone and how much presence they let Thrive have. Because if they just continue to make sure that they can just move or however
I need mods to do predictions for me.
Shut him down,
yeah, I like doing it myself.
Kill on the Candle.
Because I like being creative on the actual topics we're betting on.
The opening kill for them has been crucial whenever they've been able to find it, and especially crucial that they've killed somebody who's accountable for 2/3 of the kills that Thrive have through the map so far, and was also one of their top fraggers, if not their sole top fragger, last game too. So getting Candle down nice and early, and no response from Thrive quite yet. About as good of a start as you could have asked for. With Benji Moolah still aware there could be a play in from Bar. Moses with a solid trade back.
Oh, that wasn't him.
Good
that was him. I was like, oh my god. He did it too. Aimkey already used his stim pistol, so he has to just walk out of the fire. It does not go his way.
And so that's nothing done inside a garage for Thrive.
Oh, Skunky.
Wide swing onto the breach, doesn't get anything either. And that
SMG 11 happens to the best of us.
Because then it would be a 2-on-2 here. That could seem winnable, but now advantage still firmly in favor of Upper Decky. And on top of
advantage
that,
is not firmly in Upper Decky. You have 3 toxic babes in a 2v3. You also have 2 goo mines technically, which you could use to deny the plant.
Relatively recently. And so this push, now that they've zoned this defense,
I don't see Twist actually throwing him, but there he goes.
The push should be solid once they're actually able to do it. Still too.
Yeah, like this push is fucked.
So that could really
they actually just can't get in here.
One goes out, so the push of the breach. Not really
he still has one extra toxic babe. Twist is going crazy.
CCTV, but a nice shot for Twist. Able to
going
get
absolutely nuke.
Oh my, he's turned up with the T5.
Smoke goes below.
A huge play for him. Even deep.
Always a strong round.
Just to shut down every single.
That round never looked bad.
Himself on barely any
good anchor play. Really good play by the Smoke. Even though he whiffed his entire magazine on the SMG 11.
Just the fact
great
that
play.
All of Upper Decky were on such minimal HP, just not really getting any good advantages throughout that entire round, because Thrive, even though they lost so much control,
I don't know where the fuck his stims went. I assume they went to like a teammate maybe. He did also play aggressive early, going for that peek against Kino, so maybe like he took some damage on that we didn't see.
And just making the Upper Decky that much more nervous to actually swing in, because they don't want to take any more damage. Give Thrive that
Jackal
much more of
Blitz
an
Ying
advantage
demos
in that round, because they weren't in that great of a position. They could still be easily denied, confirmed by Twist in the fact that he just shut down every single swing in by Upper Decky by just peeking the right angles, making sure he can isolate.
First few
those
games were
gunfights,
stomps, Auroral.
making sure that Thrive still have a good chance to win that round out, and for the first time in this
Aerial
entire
Eyes
series,
shit on
gain the
Uplink and
round
Karn & Co
advantage
shit on
against
Wildcard Aces. There were some fun moments,
Yeah, first time in the series they've actually
but
been
pretty
in the lead
lopsided
at all.
overall.
And I said at the start of that half that, 2 of the 3
Shout out to my
defensive
camera.
rounds
I think
could
blowing
either
the
be
fan
either
on
2
it
or
actually
3
is
of the
helpful.
3 they start with, for it to really look.
My camera's
like you've
survived
got
for
off to a
almost
pretty
3
solid
hours
start.
now.
And well, Thrive were able to do that, even though 2 of them were pretty much just individual performances that got them there. Again, it still works out. You're giving more time to.
Yeah, it
potentially
does
let
feel a
your
little
teammates
less hot
comfortably.
today, too.
And honestly,
It's
I
still
can't
very
be mad
hot.
that Anki's
Oh,
0-3. He
actually,
kinda
just look at
needs
the
a break. I
temperature.
believe he got
It was hot this
45
morning.
kills in a best of 3 last night, all of
Oh
which
yeah, he did.
was played over the it was played from like 12 to 3 in the morning, and I believe he's on the eastern seaboard, so it was that late for him, and he got like 45 kills. So the reason they're even really here in the first place is because Anki did so well. But if you want to keep going, you're gonna need to get on the board, right? I can say, oh well, yeah, you deserve a break all that you want, but the truth of the matter is, it's yet another game day the very next day, less than 24 hours later. He's got to start to turn up on some of these entries, but it's actually going to be Twist.
Maybe the
keeping
key
that
for
hot streak
Thrive on
that went
attack
up in
here
the
is just
last
going to be
round.
wait for Upper Decky to
And
play
smoking
stupid and
Dexter to
aggressive
give
and
his
shut down
team
those
an
swings.
advantage at the start of this
Because that's how they killed Dexter to start things
I mean,
off.
just continuing to be 2 really big
Not a
players
bad
for
start.
Thrive. Again, Twist and Candle. It was Candle and Moses in the last map. Both of them showing up huge on Clubhouse so far, giving the team as much breathing room as they can because it's not been necessarily going well throughout this entire series. So Upper Decky trying to fight back against really 2 players and getting shut down by them almost every single round. So they need to be very careful about how they actually contest those angles, being held by so well by Twist in this round. I mean, he's already shut down Dexter in the early round, so they can't heal themselves back up later with Doc Stims. So right now, Upper Decky still in a good position that can deny this execute, but they need to be careful about how much control they give over to Thrive. They don't want to lose all this pressure across the map when the final execute does happen.
I've only just now starting to open up some of the hatches. Still 10
I think they're fine for this push.
So I think he's only opened at most 2.
I think they're going
So still some
kitchen
pressure
here with the Grim.
could be added onto this site. It isn't quite there just yet.
I think they're going to use
Thrive
kitchen
in
to try
similar
to
position
force
to
the
where
guy in
Upper
back
Decky
armory
were
back.
in round number
I mean,
1.
they
Difference
could
is,
do a
though,
lot here
they
still.
had everything open pretty much by now.
Church
So
is not a
really
problem.
Too much faith in this attack from Thrive. If they can't get that moto hatch open, it'll
You
be
do
a
still
little
have 3
rough.
Selmas to
They've
go
gotten it
church.
open,
No, they're going to go
so
church, I think.
That makes things a lot easier. Even more different positions for Upper Decky to worry about. But
They've
Thrive
given
needs to pick
Candle the
one where
diffuse
they're gonna
kit. Again,
end
I don't
from
like
and
Grim
start
having
to
the
go.
diffuse
They've
kit
got
on
the
this
case
bomb
inside
site.
kitchen,
Because usually
so that
Grim's
seems to
trying
be
to
the
take
point of
blue
egress for
solo.
them. That's just speculation for the time being. Still in there, so it might just be.
But
an
it looks
armory
like
drop.
Grim's going to not
Too
take
much
blue.
utility
He's going to be
stop
taking
them
armory.
on
Okay,
their
that's
way
what I
in.
initially
Once
thought.
the plant starts
It
to
will
go
be a
down,
kitchen
C4s
drop.
could really be in the way, but Dreams just burnt one of his and done absolutely nothing
Ooh,
with
they
it.
rush
And
deep.
Moses even gets the kill
I like
onto him,
this.
so
I like
it's
this a
not
lot
going
from
super
Aimkey.
well at all.
His teammates are cleaning it
Candle
up.
with a huge individual
gets his.
play, and even Aimkey's gonna pitch in at the very end.
Imagine not getting
Flawless
any sleep and
attack
playing the next game with
for
lag.
Thrive.
And I
Aimkey is
like
in the
that even
trenches,
though
bro. I
Thrive
feel
were
so
taking
bad.
A lot longer to open up those hatches.
It's just
they
a
still really
shitty
slowed
situation.
Down that round, got the first opener onto Dexter, and then just made sure that they opened up as much of that bomb site as they could, opening up that triple wall, made sure the Upper Decky were really isolated towards blue.
It's
position.
34
Can't
inside my
watch that
apartment.
hatch
It's actually
drop
not that
nearly
bad
as
outside.
effectively due to the
I
fact
just
that,
looked, it's 28
sending
outside.
in those Guan hives into AKs, into
So I think it's
Bar
cooling
box,
down a
by
little
that
bit.
we rotate. There's just nowhere for Upper Decky to
My
really
apartment,
stand
like,
to contest
cooks
that
from
hatch
the
drop.
outside
So
in.
Thrive,
It's very
so
fucked.
much room to just rush in those long hauls, drop down those hatches, and then take every single gunfight because they know exactly where Upper Decky are gonna be. They just isolated them so well, and then Upper Decky have no real chance to respond. They cannot adapt to the situation in time. So overall, really good attacking round by Thrive when it looks like they're really starting to heat up finally.
Yeah, many individuals coming to life. We had Twist to get the opener last round. Candle
What's
pitched
up,
in
Dianic?
for 2. Aimkey back on the board. A Thrive
Have a good night.
cohesive unit is really starting to come to life, and Now they've got 2 rounds in a row where if they even so much as win one of them, they
Yeah, keeping the
guarantee
curtains
an
closed is
advantage
important.
Going into the half, an upper deck.
But it's also just like my studio has like no exposure to like airflow or windows. So heat just like builds in my studio and it goes higher and higher and higher. And with a computer on and a camera running and like my lights on,
you're just
pretty tough.
giving away those 1v1s that they're looking for to continue to get the solid hero plays that they've been getting, right? And whether it's giving away of the 1v1s or Thrive actively finding them and pouncing on the opportunities, whatever it is, the coordination needs to be a little bit more thorough from Upper Decky to try and guarantee that that isn't there. We'll see if their cash and CC defense, though,
seen along with the show
can
cat.
fix that issue.
And there's a
She
very
is not
heavy
here, I'm so
extension
sorry.
all the way into bathroom for Dexter.
We
There's
did get a
tradition
show cat
on this
earlier
top
in the
floor
stream,
that's gonna
though.
be
They're
under
pretty
their
rare.
control as much as possible. Really, realistically within as much as they can because you can't watch all the logi. But Dream getting a kill.
Oh,
after the
playing Maverick
Skunky
in
means that main wall's
2024.
not gonna be
What
open
pain.
unless Moses and Inky rotate some of their heart breach canisters around, try to open up that wall, but due to the fact that it's popped by Amira, that's gonna be very tight considering the fact that Benji Mula is stuck on that Raptors window, ready to contest that angle.
He's contesting it pretty actively. The important thing is that he's not contesting it too actively. They're not getting too many chances to really shoot at him. So he's keeping himself here alive here for a long time. And either they're giving up on it because they're tired of him not peeking.
The nice thing is, like, you
Or
can
they're not giving
play
up
this
on it,
bomb site with only
and they're doing
an
nothing,
angle
just
from a
waiting for an
can opener.
opportunity to swing. Smoke canister is in. And it looks like they might try and just go for a fast play.
They tried to waste the magnets with the smoke. They do eventually get the fire on him. Beautifully played. That honestly would have gone better if he was on Doc. That's the position where Doc would have been the play.
Haven't flushed him out just yet.
Because he could have simmed through that Capital fire. He had to jump over the window because he got Capital fired.
I fear it may just be too far gone for Thrive. Mira the next Demo
I
start
do
is
think
gonna
it
try
doesn't
and
matter,
shoot from
though.
below, but again, Melted is still alive in Garage. So I don't know if they have the control.
Because they don't have any can openers now. They have to walk up red. It actually works somehow. Walking up red is typically a death sentence, but they're finding all the kills out of nowhere. And they can plant because they know where Melted is. Melted is a C4, imagine. No shot.
Tries to cover. C4 out, doesn't do nearly enough damage. And Twist is actually going to do damage in that time towards Melted. Jump out towards construction and try and shoot
Yeah.
the window, but that was
Dude, Thriver
way
thriving
too
at the moment.
overzealous in the
I'm
play.
very shocked that
Twist will
worked.
catch
Who the
him
fuck
trying
was
to get
smoking
back
that round?
inside.
They actually trolled by letting
Heroic
AMK just
performance so
walk
far
up the
this
fucking
map.
red stairs.
As Thrive go up 4-1.
You knew they had 2 players below,
Just
or at least the
good
Damos
overall
below.
recognition of what control they did
That's
have in that
disappointing.
round. They knew that that garage push didn't exactly go the way they wanted. They only got that one player on the Raptors window. They didn't clear Melted.
You
But
excited
what
when
they
Super
opted
Out
to
came
do
out because you had an
instead,
excuse to
they
play
rotate
Mav more,
towards
and
the
then
red
Nitro
stairs,
Trajectory
try to push
came
them,
out.
Send their Zofia
Dude,
pieces
it
to
might be the
window,
worst
make
time in
sure
history
that
to be a
they
Mav
go
main.
as far away from Melted as possible.
It's just
Make sure that
so
he has
awful
no
being
real
a
chance
Maverick
to get
main
back
right
into
now.
that round. Because if they just leave him alone, they only have to fight the other 2 actually on the bomb site, who are expecting to still be going for that garage push. Upper Decky, not having the information that they had on Cafe and on the attack so far, has just not been working out for them. They have a very huge gap on that red stairs.
Shit,
Both
Axon,
lose
that's
the
hype as
very
fuck.
First fight on the red stairs,
Have a good night,
and
bro.
they just fall apart in the rest of that round. So good round by Upper 5. 4 rounds in a row.
Smoke
for
was
them on top of
Kino?
that, just
Fucking hell,
really
Kino.
decimating Upper Decky on their own map pick. Can anybody win a map pick of their own in this overall event? It doesn't feel like it, Happy.
Not when we're casting, they can't. Not when we are here, serious. We are cursing every
Upper
single team
Decky's still in this, though.
to eternal best of 3s and no chance at winning the
Still
map
in
you
this?
thought you knew about. Well, you know what?
They really
Seems
want the
let's just say
4-2.
that maybe every
5-1
team
feels
we've
really
casted
bad.
is very good at counter-stratting and put a little positive
They do need to
spin on
remove
it
the throwable
so that
outlines,
we
but
can't
they
say that
won't.
they can't say that
I'm
we were
telling you
flaming
right now,
someone
they're
on
just
the
not gonna do
podcast
that.
Today. Still. I mean, it goes to show that, you know,
Same with,
Thrive
like,
also
I
a
mean,
team
this
that
was the
knows
same
to come out
conversation we
quick,
had when, like, Yellow
right?
Ping was out, you
I
know?
think I was
So that people
overdoing
were,
the
like,
7-0
demanding
club
that
yesterday
change,
from
that be
Upper
removed
Decky.
in ranked for
You know,
and comp for
7-5
for
against
Yellow Ping,
Blacklisted, who
but
lost yesterday. Not the most convincing of
Ubisoft,
results,
I think
and they did
smartly,
lose to Fluff Gamers 7-4. So again, not
run the
super
philosophy that,
convincing.
like,
It's not like this map was always known to
pro
be
play
the
should
easy
emulate
It
casual
just
play
kind of fits their play style
as
super
much as
well.
possible,
Clearly,
you know?
you know,
There
it's
shouldn't be
Thrive
format
quite
differences
well
between, like, what you see the pros doing
too.
versus, like,
Is Aim King gonna
what
start
you
to
can
make
go
his way
home
into
and do
Garage,
on your
walk
own.
up the rafters? well droned in, and I like to see that because it's felt like at times the entries on this team haven't had the info that they need to operate off of. But as the CC wall gets opened up, more and more pressure on this cache extension of Upper Decky.
That's going to be very important because Upper Decky have not been able to really do anything with their extensions. Dexter is going to slow it down by
It
shooting
lowers
down
the
his
skill gap.
charge.
Is that a bad
The
thing?
actual
Yes.
CCTV wall is eventually going to be opened by Anki, so he can start to pressure.
I think in general
with
you
that
want a
doorway,
healthy
try to
skill
move
gap
his
that's
way
not
to
too
get
big, not
the
too
kill
small.
onto Dexter does need to be careful.
I
It's
do
gonna
think
take some
that,
initial damage trying to fall back, but it is going to get away to his
I don't know.
side.
I think it's a
Over
dumb
here,
change
still here,
overall.
though, being
I just
actively
think it
thrown
makes
out.
C4s too accurate. I feel like they should be a tool
Just
that, like,
outside, barely gonna let them get away, though.
sometimes the
They don't
C4s
have the
don't go
wall
where you
open.
expect them, you
That
know?
single wall into construction. And so even
It
though
just
they
makes
don't have that
C4s
line
too
of sight to
powerful,
work
I think, in the
late round,
overall
it ends
meta.
up working in their favor now because they didn't really need it. They ended up losing cash pretty early on. That's almost 2 minutes gone. Even trade early on gets Candle and Melted killed, but importantly,
Like, by
cash
far
control
the
is the
biggest
only thing that's
impact
really
of
been
the
established
outlines
right now
of,
for
like,
Thrive. I
of
don't
the
think they have
throwable
too much more
preview
in terms of
has
active
been
threats.
Bandit
Maybe
being,
Logi Hatch open and
you know,
Jacuzzi Breach
so much
open as
stronger
well,
against
but
Maverick.
not totally
That's been, like,
sure
the
if they know
biggest
how
impact
they
on the
wanna
meta.
conclude this round.
Do you think when Ubisoft made that
Still
change,
feels
that was
like
their
they're trying
intention?
to go for that
Probably
cash
not.
side overtake.
So I think it should
They
be
rotate
reverted.
someone around to Jacuzzi. I can't see all of their outlines. It doesn't seem like anyone's there just yet. Maybe someone's going to go towards this gym window, and it is going to be exactly that. Anki trying to put some pressure on. They're going to be pinching.
Why
on
is
the
Twist
twist to
in
keep
when his
these
teammates are
doing
literally
anything.
on
Roses,
drone
though,
outside the building?
is trying to do as much as he can. Still even into the
Twist
final
jumps
30
into
seconds,
sight,
but they
feels
keep
like for no
losing
reason
bodies.
there.
It's back and forth happy.
2-on-2. They've
a bit of a scrappy game.
Jacuzzi, though, so that 90 position is open.
Zero sleep and 0 kills up against Dream and Benji Mula. Zero sleep is out. Skunky, like, dude, there's no coordination.
And now it's just Skunky. He's a little too far away, trying to stick the plant inside of CCTV.
Like, Skunky
But
is
a
just
C4
not with
from
his
below could
teammates
end this
at
round.
all.
The C4s are all
Wait, it
used,
doesn't matter?
but the
Nah, it
operators
does.
themselves and their guns are still here. So Dream will try to run up. Skunky gets his kill, but the
Not
plant
together enough
ends
at
up
all in
not
that
going
execute.
down,
That felt really, really
which
rough.
means no round win for Thrive, and Upper Decky get back on the board.
And a round they really desperately needed because it was about to be another 5-1 half. I mean, it was down to the wire. It was like a bloodbath in that final execute. Didn't really know who was going to come out on top of that, but finally Upper Decky get enough kills to still kind of stem the bleeding for just a little bit longer, give themselves a good advantage because kind of similarly to how they attacked that bomb site themselves, didn't feel like Thrive had a good idea of where everyone was standing, couldn't quite go for those early swing-ins, couldn't find the information.
Could you
onto
imagine if
where
they
everyone
added
from
fucking
Upper Decky
throwable
was, so
lineups
they
to
should
a game like
continue to lose
CS:GO?
body after body. It came down to
Could
the
you
wire,
imagine
but
how
still, not
fucking
having
pissed
clear
the community
idea
would be
where everyone
if they
was
added throwable
does
lineups
cost
to
Thrive the
CS:GO?
round ultimately because of the fact that
The
they
thing
just
is, if they
can't
did that for
win
CS:GO, they would 1000% turn it
Really
off for pro
feel
play.
like they had the time
Because
to work
CS:GO is such a
before that
customizable
execute.
game,
When
like,
you look back at that cache clear, right?
You can
Only
do
got one
anything in
kill, they got
CS:GO
traded out
because of
quickly,
the fucking
and
source engine
importantly,
and the fact that you
took
can have, like,
more than
console
half the
commands.
round just to
It would
clear
be
out
easy
that
to
part of
force
the
it for
map.
players
They didn't even
online.
really get
That's the
complete
reason,
control
by the
of
way.
Logi or construction
At least the
for
primary
Maverick,
reason
so
why
I feel like maybe a little
throw
bit
like
too
they
much
can't
time
ban
invested for not
throwables
enough
in pro
games.
play.
And that honestly is credit
It's
to
just
Upper
not
Decky for doing
available
such
in the
a great
game.
job extending.
Like, you
I don't
can't
think there's
force
too
it
much
server
that Thrive
side. You just have to
should
like
done
trust
differently in terms of
that
going
all 10
faster
players
without
have turned it
clearing
off
that cache side. I
themselves.
think they were just
And
walking
like
a
you
little
just
really
can't enforce
solid
that with online play.
extension.
And if it's
Upper
on for
Decky, and I
online
also
play, you
love
can't
the
then just like suddenly say
aggression
it's only not
towards
allowed for
Jacuzzi
LAN or
wall
something.
to tell that it's completely free to play. Because if you tried to play that one out from bathroom or inside of gym as the defense, you would have absolutely not done as well as you ended up doing in that round. But the aggression from the Mira, don't remember exactly who it was, I think it was Dream, to swing all the way out Jacuzzi. As risky as it is, it's what you need to do. It's a necessary risk in that case to clear off that position and know that you have 90 to work with as the defense. So you can
Dude, I'm telling you, Thrive could win this series. Last night, Thrive lost the first map pretty badly by the end of it, and then came back and clutched up the series. They look like they're doing the same thing here. I don't know how good they are at Skyscraper, but like, I mean, Club's a pretty default map. They're clearly not bad at Club.
Could theoretically do it. We'll have to see.
They
if
left Sky
actually
up for
do
a
go
reason.
about that because Upper Decky still trying to go for this very long clear, which they did very well round number 1. Where most notably, Twist was the only real roamer. Didn't waste all of that much time and didn't really do anything effectively to stop stop Upper Decky rather. So ultimately, they need to make sure that whatever extension they do have,
With a
whatever
Thatcher,
utility
this
that is in
Electric
place
Claw
is
shit
gonna
shouldn't
slow
really
Upper
do
Decky
anything.
down a lot more than it did last round.
Maybe
because
with Two Brow
very
and
similar
Thatcher, you
lineup.
can pull
There's
off
no
some
smoke, but there's
shenanigans.
still candle on the
Be interesting
Goyos,
to
so those
see.
Vulcan canisters need to have a bigger impact than they did in round 1. They just had nothing to do to actually slow down Upper Decky's pace.
In the meantime, the rest of the team is working really well on blue. They're
not
working really
slowing
well
the
on
pace down
kitchen.
too much here either. 'Cause it's been a pretty
Okay,
quick
one
clear.
EMP.
This
The
first
claw
round, I
goes
was
out. The
mistaken.
second
This is
EMP
actually,
goes
you're
out.
right, a site that they
No
lost
Two
the
Brows
first
to
time
be
through.
seen,
They
and
went
so I think
upstairs
they
and
get the
won
moto
both
hatch
those
open, no problems.
rounds, and oh, this hurts. This has happened to me before. Sometimes this floor just doesn't want to open in response to the Buck skeleton key. That's
We love Rainbow
unlucky.
Six. It works with
doesn't
no
look like
bugs
Brad really had anyone in the
whatsoever.
back of Arsenal
Buck
anyway,
works
so
as
the
expected. The
opening or
floor is just a
closing of the
little
floor
bit,
for now
a little bit
isn't
more
gonna make a
solid today,
massive
chat.
difference because nobody would have been flushed out by it that was still there. It's just going to matter later on. They can maybe retake that position, or
Here's the Two Brow
playing that vertical.
used
I
for the
like
church
Zoto
wall
Kite
instead of any of the
combo.
hatches.
It'll help you anchor
Again, I'm
the
wondering if
delay
they're trying to
time
use this
even
Two
more
Brow
than
to
they
like
were
try to
before
trick
in
the
this
wall.
last minute.
But I mean,
It's going to be
they're out of
very
electric
effective because
claws,
of the
so
fact that
clearly
Upper
not.
Decky trying to open up that triple wall, deny a lot of these angles, and Kitchen Hatch is still closed, so they can't.
They're gonna
drop
try to
down into
Selma the
armory.
kitchen
So
hatch by
all
placing
these
the
angles
Selmas
are
beside the
making
hatch
sure
so that it doesn't
Upper
get
Decky don't really
electrified.
have a clear pathway in, so those Goa canisters
In
are
theory,
gonna
this
have
can be
so much
shot
more
from
impact,
below,
they're still up and active.
But with the Buck opening up
They're
the
still
floorboards, it's
trying to
probably
get
too
this
risky,
hatch
and I
open
don't think
in
Tribe are gonna
spite
go
of
for that.
having no EMPs left. So
Kitchen hatch is
that's
probably
gonna be
open
a little
now.
bit of an issue. The Candela's into blue. We're going to need to go huge, but you know who's gone huge is Dream. Big kill and his Skunky.
No
Perhaps
Warden
a
on
bit of
this
no
site is
extension,
insane
but
to
a good
me.
trade by Moses to keep
This
them
is a
pretty
great
even.
place for
Another
Ying.
one for Moses, not playing Warden, but he can basically see through the flashbangs. And now
They
the
don't
drop
play it
into
very
blue
well
has
though.
gone
They
horribly wrong, too.
Candela, the teammates
There's
all
not
die,
much
and then he
left
drops
this
after the
attack
Candelas have
Dream
worn off.
sitting in Moto,
Feels very
dreaming
weird.
of a better round in which they had a lot more to work with. Sadly, that's not reality this time around. 10 seconds, no case control. And presence inside the back of Arsenal. Nice shot of the C4, if nothing else, but Candle with the pistol will close it. Now Thrive are up to 5 to a 2 lead.
And seriously, a great defensive hold in the middle of Church by both the Kaid and the Tuber to really lock down that triple wall. 'Cause that's what I think really hurt Upper Decky is just not having that alternate angle. You can't move into Church because none of that got opened up. You wasted so much time trying to open up that kitchen hatch. So right now, they just had no real options to actually go for that execute. They just ran into a brick wall effectively by Thrive, just wasting
What's up,
so
Robert?
much time with those Kaid Electro Claws and those Zoto canisters, just really blocking their pathway in. Can't
It's
open up
early.
any
Ratley's
angles,
not
so
that far
what do Thrive
behind.
do? They just sit in those positions, wait for Upper Decky
Aurora's
to
not
swing
that
on
far
through
behind
those
either.
doorways,
Given how
as
long we
there's
still
really
have on the
no
season,
other option for them.
anything
So
could happen.
Thrive get away with another round that just feels like Upper Decky can't effectively move into the map, move into the bomb site, and try to get an execute down because they can't open up anything at this point.
I've been thinking about adding team killing. It's just a matter of getting around to it.
Actually go back to the sites that they've already won on so far this half. If there's any consolation here for Upper Decky, it's that, like we've already mentioned ad nauseam,
I think Rhea was over plus 50
it
at
was a very
uh,
individually successful
yeah, I think she
round
was over plus
for
50 at one
Candle when
point.
they were here
She
and
ended at
Twist when
plus
they were in
48.
CCTV. If you don't allow those individuals the same amount of success, maybe the defenses go differently, right? I still think the Gym Bed defense would have been all right, could have been closer if Candle had only gotten maybe 1 or 2 kills. But the CCTV defense, I think that Upper Decky pretty single-handedly win that one, if not for that wonderful play from Twist. So, still just a couple of gaps in that in that attack that you need to shore up here, and then you should be able to maybe make this 5 to 4 if everything else goes pretty right. However, Riot have been playing so much better this map than before, and it looks like Twist is going to try and get up to some shenanigans early on, but I don't think he's really going to have a line of sight on anybody if he chooses to go for the run out. So I don't think he's gonna. He went for a slight bit of one. He'll start to run back, and well, that story has basically ended somewhat anticlimactic.
Dude, hell with this
How
Tuber
about
out.
again, Upper Decky really struggling to open up yet another wall. Right now,
AMK's still negative trash. AMK is playing on 0 hours of sleep. All right, let's give the man a break.
Down for just a little bit longer. Finally gets open.
Let's
but
let him
it's
have
already
this
wasted
one.
1 minute into the round. So Upper Decky trying to focus so long onto that one side of the push, trying to open up that single wall. Now have to spend the rest of the round trying to clear out cash and CCTV.
It's interesting
Whatever
Thrive
else
don't
they
feel
need to
too
try to
concerned
secure
with
this
like
round
holding
to their
into
advantage.
cash at all.
At this point, they're still trying to focus.
Maybe they
on
just
this
feel they're
very
better
well
when they can
clear.
group up and
There's
go for
so
more
much
trades,
utility
but like
in place for
they're not
Thrive,
holding
that they have
cash. They're not
to
holding
so
below.
they need to be very careful about how much time they waste.
They're gonna be
because
very
in
just like
low-time situations where
claustrophobic
they
inside this
don't
bomb
have much
site.
control,
And on a
they
map like
really
Clubhouse,
struggle to
where
get
like
much of an
especially
SU
on
going,
this top floor
find those
site,
kills,
there's
find
so
those
many windows
positions
into
to
the
get that
bomb
plant
site.
out safely. It's
Being
just going
claustrophobic
all the
feels
way
really
right
bad.
if they continue to waste this time.
No mute on the lineup this time around, and I feel like that did a lot of work last time, so a little
They
disappointed
nade
to
out his
not see
shield?
it on board. And not a heavy amount of extension anymore, as the Thrive extension that might not even have existed at the start of the round definitely doesn't exist anymore. They've pretty much all fallen back to either the objective or somewhere nearby it in Secret Stash.
You
or
have to
or
expect he
something
pushed in.
similar, but
This is
Candle
literally
trying to
Candle. He
do
does
it
this every
before
time.
and find some aggressive
They do
opportunity,
expect
but they're
it.
ready for him to do just
I was gonna
that.
say Skunky
Oh,
trades, but that trade
wow.
was so
I think the
late
whole
from
team
Skunky.
tried to get aggressive all
Literally,
at once,
Skunky was.
and the whole
Why does he
team
have his
also
pistol
died
out?
effectively all at once.
Why is his pistol out? And why is the
Like,
trade
okay,
so damn late?
That kinda
They had a
catches me off guard, not gonna
crossfire.
lie. I mean, Upper Decky just
I mean, the rest of the
switched
team
into
died somewhere else on the
construction,
map,
and then
whatever,
all of a sudden
but, like-
everybody from Thrive is dead. So clearly, Mute
Skunky
Candle
must
does
also be
give
on
them a
zero
little
sleep.
bit of an
He's
edge,
having a
not being there
bad
due to the fact
day.
that Upper Decky either got a lot of information on Thrive, or as you maybe mentioned, that Thrive just all of a sudden got aggressive, trying to deny a lot of that entry to just a little bit of extension around the bomb site. Not really paying off.
It's 2 a.m.
Upper Deck
Should
is
you
seemingly
make
exactly
pasta?
ready
Oh,
for Thrive's
fuck
a
yeah.
little bit of aggression in that
I'm making
situation,
grilled
shut them
cheese
down
tonight.
super effectively. In a situation where I was starting to worry.
Oh,
about
he
how
had the
much control
shotgun.
they really
All right,
had,
my mistake,
what
my
could they
mistake.
really go for when the XU finally does
Why are you
happen.
playing
But it
Bandit
doesn't even matter
shotgun?
because everybody died in the sequence of about 10 seconds. That's
Is he trying to play
the fastest
Jacuzzi?
round considering how slow that round went overall.
Question 2. Why the fuck are
Yeah,
you
I
on
think
Bandit
that's the fastest
shotgun
I've
playing
seen
side
a
of
round go
Logi?
from, like 5-on-5 to done, all tournament long, maybe in my entire life, other than like some gimmick rounds, perhaps.
Craft
But
dinner,
that one
Canadian spotted.
was
Get him,
over
chat.
As soon as it started, it felt like, and quite literally.
That's a dub though. Craft dinner is so
I
good.
feel like that's the first time I can say that phrase and it actually literally works, right? Where it's like the instant something happened, everything happened, everywhere, all at once. I don't remember the exact title of that movie, but I heard it was really
Everything
good.
everywhere
Anyway.
all at once. It's really good.
Yeah,
You should
it
watch
was.
it.
Okay. I don't get many opportunities to watch movies, so I will give it. There's so many movies where I've said I'll give it a try, and I never really get the chance to.
Dude, Candle
Most
again,
random tangent I
the
think I've ever been
confidence
on. I
he
got
plays
sick of
with
Candle there for a
is
second. Candle gets
ridiculous.
his spawn peak.
Where
and
was
he
that
melted.
through?
And so now, that very interesting striker pick, you know, it's just gonna kind of be a hypothetical of what was the idea because the execution. Well, I guess
Where the
you
fuck
could say
can-
the
oh.
execution of the striker happened.
Was it on
very
the
early on.
the
If you get
CC
executed
window?
about 30 seconds into that round,
Oh, that's
and,
tough
well,
from Twist.
you get the advantage, and Twist gets a little over aggressive trying to make it even better.
Well, that's a bit unfortunate. I don't know exactly what utility that Melted did bring into the round. Unfortunately, the top bar is not telling me anything. So I have no idea what Upper Decky lost as far as their overall utility advantage is. But they do get an advantage in getting
Okay, we
Twist
can figure
down.
this out.
That's going to be Legion. Some of those lines are not going to be later to slow them down.
Melted
so
had
they can
brought-
clear out
he didn't
Garage
bring clays.
very effectively, which they
He
have
brought
struggled
nades
to
and
do in
flashes.
the past.
Melted
It's
had
gonna
brought
be a big
flashes
factor
and frag
to making
grenades.
sure that Candle
That's
can't
gonna
do
make
those
clearing
live
Wamai
gadgets.
very
It's gonna
difficult.
be a big factor on how much control they
Because
get,
now
but
the
first
magnets
flame
just, like,
canister
literally
seems
fuck
to have
you.
completely missed Candle somehow.
The Firebolt's not missing
The fire
Candle. He
towards
literally
the
just
window
has magnets up.
Doesn't actually do anything.
And,
there's a Wamai there now, so the
The
next
Wamai has
fire
always been there.
is
There's the
also
same
not
Wamai
doing
back
anything
to
as
back.
it spreads, Candle
Because they
sits where
lost
he is,
Melted, who had all their
and
flashes.
simply says, "This is fine."
They should have cleared it with the
Everything
smoke, or at
burning
least like a
around me, but
candela
I
or something,
myself am
admittedly.
totally okay, and eventually the fire has to
But
go
it
out.
losing Melted is
In this
actually just
case,
like
it
game
actually
losing.
does. Do not
Round
use that
losing, I
logic
guess.
when a fire is actually
Maybe they
being
could have gone
started inside
Con.
the home, but for
Like,
Candle,
you just can't
seems
take
to have worked
Raptors.
out
You
just
should have
fine.
gone
He
Con.
gets one onto Benji Moolah,
Going
too.
construction
And now
feels
Candle
awful
knows
when you
he's getting
brought
looked at from
fucking
behind, so all he
Capitao
needs to
and
do here is
Ying,
waste
but
some
like,
time and get a maybe
I think it's
another
your
kill or
only
two.
hope.
One of the players that try to walk
You're
in
just
Garage.
never
And
clearing
this is
Raptors
such
here.
an active threat position because there are two players up in Rafters, and it's already a two-man advantage. So
Losing
the barbed wire is
the
broken
losing the recruit there
through
feels
the
really bad.
bars, through the I forget what it's called.
He sat in the
Sides
fire.
of the
No, he
staircase
sat just on the edge of the fire.
could
He
possibly
was
see
staring
him
at
go
the
for a
fire, but
shot.
it wasn't
Doesn't
actually
end up
covering
doing it,
him.
but now Dream and Dexter have to
Because
work
he
their
had,
way
you know,
forward,
he knows
taking
the
Barb
distance
on
that
the
he can
bottom
stay on the
upper
magnet
stairs.
and
They've
stay
also gotta
alive.
break some as they walk up
He's
it.
clearly
Now
experienced
just
on this
give away
role.
their intentions even more.
But
They
that's
have
just
nowhere
intentional.
to go without everyone spotting them out immediately. Maybe construction, but that's far too much of a rotate to call this late into the round. They're gassed on red stairs, and surely Skunky is staring at them, ready for the play to come through. He'll get one candle from the window.
I will admit that he was edging it a little bit,
and
yeah.
He moved maybe about 5 feet outside of a certain point in terms of how far away he moved from the window. Pretty much stayed in the same spot the whole time, and just got so many kills thanks to it.
I mean,
That's a tough round. That's a tough round.
That entire round. I mean, aside
They
from
call
them
attack
getting the
timeout
side
here.
in the first place,
Interesting. They
ended
call
up
attack
at
timeout
the
going on to
where they ended
defense. I guess
is
their
pretty
defenses
much
weren't
just
very
exactly where
good.
They ended their round off.
They only
I mean,
won
Upper
one
Deck
defense.
could
That was
not
round
clear
6,
garage at all.
but
I mean, I don't think they've had an effective garage clear either time that we've seen that bomb site come out. So unfortunately for them, just Thrive have their number read on the garage presence. Just
After this game,
making
we do the
sure
name all
that
siege
Candy
players
can stay
challenge?
there
No.
somehow with the Wamai gadgets,
Not
catching
today.
all those flame bolts. And
It's
he
too
somehow
fucking
doesn't get
hot,
burned
man.
by either of them. Where is the util clear by Upper Decky to make sure that those flame bolts can actually go to the positions that they need so they can get at least one of those Raptors players out of the way? So the fact that they didn't clear garage at all leaves Thrive in a position where no matter where Upper Decky go, they can watch all those.
I always feel like
entries because of
Melted's
the fact they
Canadian.
didn't clear
I know he's
really
not.
anything aside from what was just already right in front of them. And it's just the simple things for Upper Decky, and they just can't seem to do them.
But in my head, he is, because he played on like Parabellum and all these Canadian
They were getting
rosters for
everything,
so
though. They
for
made
so
it
long.
look
Wait, he
simple
is Canadian.
on map number
He's
1.
Canadian
I
American.
think we're just cursing
Interesting.
these
Okay.
teams.
Well, that's why I
we
think
are
he's
literally
Canadian.
Just cursing everybody who picks a map on this stream when we're here to lose it instantly. Because
I swear he
know, it
used
just
to
feels
go
like we're
by
seeing a
the
totally
US
different version of
flag.
the team. It's kind of like the Karn & Co. SSGA game that we saw. Both teams looked pretty flat on the
Maybe
maps
I'm crazy.
they chose to go to, and yet we saw a completely different version of them on their opponent's map selection. And map number 3 of that series did end up becoming the closest.
You
of
searched
it.
up
We just have
Dexter
to hope
yesterday,
Skyscraper
that man
will
is
be a little bit
hot.
closer between these two. But I mean, Thrive and Upper Decky right now do not seem to be on the
Dexter.
same level, but overall they average out to being at that same level, which is why it's so confusing to see. It feels like radically different versions of each team on a given on any
He's an attractive
given
man.
round. Just
He's got good eyebrows.
given what you just saw, it feels like they're changing so much. I don't know how to describe it.
I don't know either. I don't know what you can really put into words to describe what has been going on. 'Cause you're right. It just feels like a
He
totally
definitely
different
does
set
kinda
of
look like
circumstances
Gomez.
for either team.
I mean, they're both
Thrive feels
Brazilian.
so much more
I don't know if that has
comfortable
anything to do with it,
Decky's
but
own map.
they do kind of have a
When we
BR
were
vibe.
expecting them to be as comfortable as can be, they've already
The
played this
Mirage
out 4
jersey is what
times in a
does it.
row.
That's what
So
I've
at this
been
point,
saying,
it's
bro.
just kind of a matter of what is map 3 going to be like, because you have to expect that Thriver's just going to continue to steamroll on this map going into that. So right now, back on the basement bomb site, Anki already in position to watch secret stairs, making sure that Upper Decky can't rotate around through blue, put some pressure onto oil pit, or walk up the secret stairs themselves. So already securing a lot of those stairs control, making sure that Upper Decky can't even
Wow.
possibly go for a flank. Oh, he may have a gap here.
Okay, but he's also playing Thatcher, and they're staring right in
Yeah.
an electrocuted wall. So is it worth the risk? Is the question. Always nice to be the one who wins your team around because you spotted the gap, and currently Melted has his pistol out in the middle of church. So there would be at least one free kill, at least in theory. Should Twist take that opportunity, but he's just going to sit there and wait for Moses to get inside. They can start to open up that triple wall. I don't know if any mute jammers were allocated upstairs or if Kino was just running around up there.
Depressed, you got a
to try and
fucking
shoot some
grudge, eh?
drones. But the roam
Not even the worst on the
or maybe
team.
the feigning of the roam, if there were mute jammers
And he
there,
dropped 20
has been
last
completely
night.
ineffective, and Thrive have
What did
taken up
Inky
all these
do to
aggressive
you?
positions pretty early on, but they're not doing anything yet. Still not inside the building as Moses, and given all the control that they had so quickly, suddenly seeing them do pretty much nothing at all is kind of jarring.
Very
It feels
little
like they
soft
just
breach
kinda
on this
stopped
push.
the attack. They
I
didn't
guess
really
they have
wanna
like
get too
breaches
far
on Ash
forward
and
too soon.
Thatcher.
And now Kino is taking down Candle, walking a little bit too far forward, a little bit too soon.
But playing
Now,
this
like
bomb
you
site
said,
without
they
like
just
a
have to
ram or a
make
buck
more
feels
space in
really,
this
really
round. I mean,
awkward.
triple wall's starting to get opened.
Soft breach
Not
is just
sure
so
if at this
important on
point
this map.
Dexter's starting to try to Zoto canister that
And
off.
like
I'm
Ash is
sure that
oil
stays
pit, so
close
Ash
for a
isn't going to
lot
be using any
longer,
soft breach on the
having
floor.
running out of
It's
options
only
to
Twist
protect
really
him.
for soft
Blue
breach.
seems to be where
But
they
like
kinda wanna start
there's
in
40
this round
seconds
off.
left.
Try to
They've
force
used
their way
0
through,
of
take
their
all
6
those
breaching
gunfights, leaving
charges.
Twist on the main stairs,
They're
trying
just
to
gonna
see
get
what he can
0
do.
soft
Does
breach down on
find
this
one,
wall.
But is that going to be enough
Or
to
on the
open up
ceiling.
this round for
It's going to have to be. Even man count into this kind of an attack isn't always
The
easy
church
to
wall
do.
might open, but it's going to be super
Thrive,
late.
surely the idea
And
is
it
as
still
LA
might get
people to
bandit
show.
tricked.
but not too much control.
This
Not
push
really
just
an
actually
idea
goes
what they
nowhere.
wanted to do.
They have
They
no
got one
control
of
this push.
dirt. Another one trying to walk down from
And
oil
Kino kind of
pits,
nasty with the
just gone
SMG-11,
horribly
so,
wrong.
I mean, that just makes
Kino
it double
with
bad.
3K so far. Dream able to pitch
I don't
in
know
for
what
one
that
more,
op lineup was
making
for that
it two.
execute, to be honest
Full
with you.
house of frags for
I feel like they
Dream
just
and
didn't have an
Kino's
objective. I feel like they're like,
OXG teammates way
I feel like they
better.
didn't think hard enough
And
about that
at
round.
least I think so.
That felt like a I'm too
And,
sleepy to use my brain type round.
Upper Decky able to get another one on the board, make sure they have a better round count this time around than Cafe went in terms of how Thrive did on it.
Just a certified hater. I can't go against
That
that.
was a really good response round by Upper Decky, just kind of really stemming
Why is
the bleeding,
Moses
making
from
sure
the
that they can
Bible
at least
here?
make this a fighting chance for them to at least take it to overtime. Because in
What's up,
that
battery?
round, they did almost the exact same thing that they had happen to them on their own attack of that basement bomb site, really utilizing those Zoto canisters to great effect, locking down that triple wall, make sure it can't
It's
even
fine,
be
Upper
open.
Decky have not
I mean,
won
this
another
two
site.
base camp
Until
canisters
they do.
thrown at it and then got
Until
shut
they
off
do.
as soon as they got frozen. Really good by Upper Decky to just recognize that we can still hold this round down. We've given so much space on the roam essentially to thrive.
It's gonna be a
but they
dock while
can't
my
get it
Raptors
into the
hold.
bomb site because they haven't
Dream
opened up
loves putting this
anything.
mirror
So
window in
Thrive
the
running out of
wall.
options,
And I
try
guess to
force
be
them
fair,
down
they
the
did
loop.
kill the Maverick
Can't
with it
find
last
really
time.
much of anything.
Skunky is
They're
still
just
trying to
so
mav
spread
this.
thin because they
I'm
just could
shocked
not get
teams
anything done in the
continue
early
to refuse
rounds
to go
actually
construction.
effectively clear that basement bomb site
I
so
think
they
this
can
is like
get
a
inside.
problem in tier 2, just like broadly, is that teams attack this bomb site and they just like refuse to do anything other than a rafters clear. I feel like a construction push is like just as good.
So now, CC Cash, the
And
defense
like
in
when
round
the
number
enemy is
11
running
for
fucking
Upper Deck.
Wamai dock, like
Bringing the bandit on board with the mirror window on the main
pushing
wall, so they
rafters
could
is just
possibly use
AIDS.
that to
It's just
aid in the
awful.
bandit tricking, but the top red mirror noticeably
Imagine you go, you open the
isn't
cash
there.
wall,
I
and then you
think
just
Dream's
go
actually
take
playing
through
a
master, you
bathroom
take
mirror
construction,
extension.
and
All
then
the
you
way
got a
over
big old
there,
smile
on
on
that
your
side of the
face
map
as
to
you
try
go
and
plant
prevent
inside
any
a cache.
construction overtakes into the objective and make it really hard for Thrive to take that side of the map
This is game 2.
without allocating a lot of manpower towards it. However, you know,
He's not
getting
bandit
into
tricking the con
construction
wall.
really doesn't give you a
Wait, the
ton of
con wall?
control as the
I
attacking
thought
side.
CC.
So
Maybe.
you got to allocate a lot of manpower towards trying to get that side of the map.
They might
because
just
there's
mav the
mirror
con
over
wall
there,
though
but
too.
is it really going to be worth it if that's what
I think
ends
it's
up
exactly
happening?
what they're
Now
doing.
Thrive just going to work on that main.
They're
CC
maving
bridge and
everything.
Try and get it open. It looks like they've done so okay. A little bit of damage chipped onto Skunky outside the garage wall, but for now, that's really the only eventful thing that's happened in terms of the guns.
I mean, right now,
Bottom right
Upper Decky
and
have
top
done
right
well
tells
to
you who
waste
won
a
map
lot of
one,
those ace
although it's more
canisters
obvious in
on
the
that
bottom.
main CC wall, getting impacted out by Benji Mula just playing on this Rafters window, impacting a lot of them out. So at this point, Moses is completely out. He has no more possibilities to open up possibly a mirror window or open up that Rafters wall when they finally get garage control. If they get
Dream's in a good
control,
spot.
'cause
You can
that's gonna be the
rotate
big
down
question
below,
for them, is
use a late
is this where they
C4.
want to end this round off? Because it seems like
Okay,
they're trying to
can they
invest a
clear
lot
the
of utility,
magnets? That
clear
is
out
the
this window,
question.
Make sure that Benji Mula can't play here.
They
That
thought
may
they
happen
toss
in
in the
next couple of
flashes.
seconds. We'll see if
They
can do this
firebolt. Wamai is
Still over there.
alive.
They're trying to burn Wamai.
Wamai
It
is
looks
not
like that's what's
alive.
happened. Trying to sprint through the
It's
fire,
insane to me they've
eventually
not like
caught from
put
the
their
main wall.
fucking
Perfect timing. A candle to look exactly
dock over
where it
there.
did. Good coordination for Thrive to make sure everyone was
Now
looking
how
in
do
the
you
right
get dock
spot.
out of rafters
To
though?
find
You
that
kind of
open
just have
pick, now they're
to.
trying
You
to
can
flash
flash
up
them.
onto the player who's still left on rafters and hope that they're not going to get traded from inside of cash. Moses just walking up. He has
Nice
pace,
pick from
by
Melted.
the way. I'm really not sure
The
why
key thing
he
about
was the
this
one who
Raptors
did
hold
that, but he will
is if you're the
die.
defense,
Abandoning
you
the
really
case
want
on the
them to
stairs
use their
into
Capital Bolt on your
rafters.
dock
And
and
now
their
there's a
flashes
dog
on your
sitting up
Wamai.
there, back at even more HP than he started the round with.
But if you're the
Prone,
attackers, you want the
waiting for
opposite. You
next
want to
guy
flash the
walk
dock
up
and use the
with some
Capital on the
assistance behind
Wamai.
him. And so much manpower is allocated towards this
Unfortunately,
attack in the garage that they know exactly what's trying to happen.
Thrive
Nice
did it
headshot from
correctly,
Skunky.
but it took
He's
them a
at least gonna
long
get that
fucking
control
time.
for them eventually.
They did
But now
flash
they've
the
got
dock,
30
use the
seconds
Capital on the
to work their
Wamai.
way into the objective and try to start to plant that case.
Oh, but Kino's used all his toxic
There's just not
babes.
much room to do anything
Oh
with
no.
running out of
When
space.
Skunky
Upper
was in this
Deck, you
position,
need
he
to
had
fight
3
back,
toxic
put some
babes.
pressure
Now
onto
Kino has
Thrive.
0.
Make sure that
This
they
is
can still
so
fight
much
back in these
worse
last
in
20
terms of
seconds.
position.
It looks like Kino trying to get aggressive towards the top of red
Dream
stairs
below
as
is their
well.
only
Skunky
hope.
started to go in for the plant. Dream
Wait,
gets
and
one.
Dream gets his kill.
They're not
Wait,
looking for
wait.
him. They're not looking in the corner.
No,
Big kill
Dream
for
is still
Kino.
below.
He's,
He's
gonna
not
get
even
more.
needed.
Oh my word! Kino goes huge in the corner, and it's exactly what they needed, taking the initiative
Tough.
to get aggressive.
Kino
fast.
didn't have toxic
And Upper
babes, but
Deck
he
is
still
just
did
like
what was
that.
needed.
Have
That's
brought
why
this
Kino's
back to a
tier
one-round
1 player.
difference.
And just the
Oh,
fact that
this
Thrive wasted
still
so
might
much
get
time on
scary.
that garage much push. wasting so much time trying to clear.
Zofia had to walk in because they didn't have bottom control. They can't plant inside of CC. Because Dream got the kill bottom floor, and they know that there's a mirror with a C4 below. If they try to plant that defuse kit, they immediately lose the round. So, walking in is the correct call from Zofia, because they need cash control or they auto-lose that round. He just didn't check his corner.
Still very comfortable. Kino sitting in an awkward position, trying to take that early or very aggressive.
The cross is just not good enough there.
Gets one from Zofia, just walking.
I know Kino got the hype clip, but Dream is the MVP of that round. 100%. You're not going to have a guy drop from rafters, because that guy is completely out of the fight now.
Upper Decky really putting the pressure on.
Then you're gambling on another 1v1. It's much more beneficial to play with the team and push in through the bomb site and try to win your fights that way.
That last round that you need to win is the hardest one to get. And you did so well on some of your attacks earlier this game, only to now, right when you need it most.
It's also like the heat of the moment, and like, you just have to make the play there. You can't like sit and pause for a moment and be like, maybe it's tactically better if we drop the guy rafters and then we can keep the guy up on the cross. Like, there's no time for that. You just have to do something. You need to go to plan B immediately. And plan B is always plant cash.
And now with Kino bandit tricking the CC wall and not too much presence, I think, preventing him from doing this on the main window.
If Thrive wins, you might become a millionaire.
So to start the round off for Thrive, I think.
Oh my god, I didn't even look at that. Oh my god, if Thrive wins, this is exactly, it's another 99 to 1% prediction, just like last map.
Open last time to try and actively threat the Ashes walk up. Good pre-fire for him, but nobody is gonna get.
It has to be a regulation win though, so it's all or nothing for Robert right here, right now.
I mean, just the fact that that CC ball is just finally getting open, first minute of the round.
Gym bedroom.
Upper Deck is still investing so heavily into this cash side take. Kino's actually rotated around to bandit trick that
Upper Decky's the one investing in cash side here. They brought Barb, a shield, they brought Kino on the bandit.
Make sure that Upper Decky can't really play around some of their advantages. They know there's a top red player. They're pinging him out, but they can't do anything about it because Thrive can't effectively move in on cash itself.
Good Flores usage.
And they can't because of the bandits. They're just not able to do anything about it. Kino.
Nah, the bandit trick doesn't go their way.
Good play from Candle.
Yeah.
How does AimKey win that gunfight?
Kino needed to either commit and bandit trick or get the fight or do something there.
And if that
Kino no impact this round.
What needed to happen, or at least if you think that's
I don't know how
the case,
Dexter goes down.
Disagree with you. Thrive wasted a lot of time over here, but it ends up not being wasted at all as they get a 2-player advantage out of it, and all 5 attackers alive going into the execute.
Oh, but they still need to clear out the rest of this bomb site.
Melted ain't him, bro. Melted ain't him. Candle seriously looks so fucking good in this whole series. Even when they lost map 1, Candle was like pulling him as hard as he could. They were a little too heavy for the carry, but oh my god, Candle's been playing well today.
All these Bs are going to make it so hard for them to catch
Benji Mula?
Benji
Mula?
Case was going down.
Benji Mula down, GG's.
Though, but Moses will get one more. Good swing from Dream. Down AimKey.
Okay.
Finish him off right
While Plant goes down, it's a 1v1, but better angle. Better angle! Good shit.
It took every single round of regulation, even though they
Sorry,
had
not
some
Robert.
pretty
Spy.
commanding leads at some points. But Thrive, all the same.
Congratulations to the Channel Point champion Spy62. You're getting an insane payout here.
In phase number 3 of Element 3.
Yeah, that was a dirty angle for sure. But Dream was low, so he just had to hit the one shot.
As close as possible. Just the last few attacking rounds were not going well, but they do just enough, getting some early picks that were completely unexpected.
Dexter whiffed. Dexter whiffed. Melted whiffed. Individually, they all just lost that. They should have honestly won that round. I think strategically they played it really well.
Open up that round, and then all of a sudden Benji Mula tries to nearly clutch that up. Dream gets some nice shots connected, but ultimately can't.
Was he
do
full
anything
HP?
because of how big of a deficit they
That's
started
ridiculous
that round
then.
off
That's a
in.
nasty
So
shot if he's full
you have to
HP.
wonder if they were a little bit more active in those gunfights to repel the cash take. Maybe that could have come down to an Upper Decky win. We'd be in overtime.
Well, hypothetical to entertain, of course, but
you're saving up to remove extras VIP. Let's fucking go.
To cast next is the final map of phase 2.
All right. Geography game time. What the fuck? Okay. No, I trolled. I trolled. Oh, I went +1? Yeah, I could've just gone Peru. Fuck, I thought Colombia bordered Bolivia. That's where I fucked up. Tough. Oh, let me update the HUD. You can't buy mod. Can you? No. Can you apply? No. You just gotta be around when we need one. Indian Ocean, multiple worded name. Multiple word name in France? Or French language? Does Sao Tome and Principe speak French? Speak French? I think they do. Fuck. What country has multiple words in its name and speaks French? Fuck, I wish French Guiana was independent. Oh, Caribbean's definitely got some. I don't know what they are, though. Does the Congo speak French? I don't think so. Does Burkina Faso? GG. What? How does Tanzania not border? How many countries does Tanzania border? One, two, three, four, five. Oh, it can't be more than 5. Fuck. Okay, we're throwing super hard. Thank God, the game's back.
Into WildCard when they played them. Funnily enough, they also have already played each other on this map. It was with Cryptics standing in for Moses on Cohen's
Planted in a 1v4 dub teammate.
Without either Kino or Melted. Who are
Oh,
standing today in
Ivory
place of
Coast.
Hyper and
That was a good
Foxen.
call.
But this map has
Yeah.
already been played
I didn't
by
think of
both
that.
these two teams against one another in qualifier number 1
Chat,
Rand finals.
keep it simple.
The upper bracket finals of it, rather.
does aim key
Cohen's
survive?
disciples now thrive.
Yes
Won it
or no?
8-6.
Does he get
It was
eliminated
a
right here by
5-1
Upper Decky?
defensive split for
We'll
both
find out.
teams. Of course,
2
across
minutes,
the
bet your
first
channel
game,
points now.
Quarter system, but still, both teams went 5 for 6 on defense. So that's already set a number of precedents going into this game, right? We know that both
What is
these
it,
teams are much more
Skyscraper?
comfortable
Last band's
against each
probably
other defending
Azami.
than they are attacking.
Could be Fenrir.
They have experience playing against the other team on this very
I'm gonna say
map,
Fenrir.
so they may know what's coming.
No, I'm gonna say
especially
Azami.
Thrive, since Upper Decky probably haven't changed too much since then. Although they are playing with 2 completely different players, the overall crux of the strat is probably pretty similar. And on top of that, well, we know that it's hopefully going to be close because it went to OT there. We can only hope that the final map of Phase 2 will be so fortunate to end in such climactic fashion.
And we've already talked about before about how Thrive played a lot of the same exact strategies, changed a few operators against WildCard, but then ultimately still did the exact same thing, most notably Twist, all the way in Office Exhibit defense, was all the way over towards Geisha all by himself, and then did very well the first few
Good night,
rounds
Aurora.
they tried it, and then
Thanks for
ultimately,
popping by.
as soon as WildCard adapted, changed their strategies up to deal with it, he got shut
A lot of
down almost
Anki
every
believers
time he went
today.
for that exact same play, even though he changed.
Let's
his
see
operator. I
if
think
your
he went from
faith
a Mew
is
to a
well
zombie
placed.
At a certain point, didn't really work for him on that attempt. But right now, going on to T Karaoke first thing bomb site. So that's going to be the big factor. 'cause they
Skyscraper,
like
one of the
Office
most
Exhibit
defender-sided
a lot
maps
against
in the
WildCard.
pool.
So already going to a completely different bomb site. Maybe, like you said, they've already played them once all the way back in the qualifier, so they may try to lean on that, considering that it's been a while since we've seen Upper Decky play this map at all.
And it hasn't been as long of a time since I've seen Thrive play this map. I can't tell you for sure, though.
I would
but
say
remember
second most
every
defender-sided
single
map
one of
in the
the
pool.
operators they were bringing on this site, but I can tell you one of them I remember, and it was Twist's Warden. Because of
Top
the
2 flight,
insane
top 2
shot
sites
he
on this
hit
on this map
through
are
that
very,
dragon
very good.
wall
The bottom
on
2 sites both kind of
WildCard's player
stink.
Trying to approach through exhibition, might have even been inside of Office, but I think it was just exhibition.
But we'll
And it was
mostly be
just
seeing the top
straight
sites
through the
here, I'm
wall
sure.
randomly, hit a headshot, and 5-on-3 advantage early for Thrive. And that
Super
was
out
when they
Kaid
were doing
strat, so
the
they're going to be
best on
trying to
this
keep
map. They
this.
had an early advantage.
Where
They
are
were
they?
able to
House
catch the
and
attackers
Office.
off guard. So don't be
So they're
shocked
kind of
if you see a
extending
lot
here
of
then,
very
hey?
rash plays from Thrive.
What?
Quick attempts at doing
Hey.
something.
What?
That was very, very odd to see
Oh,
in real time, but it looks
I think
like the
Dream was
internet
like
has
crashing out.
Okay.
I think Dream was having a
Okay, I
tech
thought I
issue
heard
there. That makes
disconnect. Didn't
way
see
more
anybody actually
sense.
leave the lobby, so I was very
Kino
confused
wanted to
for
get the
a second. I think
defuse
that
kit
just
back
got
from
moved
Dream,
in.
who had
So
DC'd.
unfortunately, Upper Deck already counted you,
but I was
Okay.
aiming down sight and just capping his team.
I thought bro was pissed about something. I was like, are there
So funny, but
Is there
regardless,
drama in
that's
the
just very
VC?
unfortunate. You're already down to bed. You
A
haven't even
classic
actually
rappel
fought
bug.
Thrive yet. You're already being slowed down on that office wall again. Tubera being played to great perfection. Upper Decky, though, on that terrace doorway may have a cutoff for all these roamers on the other side of the map. Look at them, they're double grouped up on that doorway, just trying to get as much information as they can.
Trying to do the absolute most in terms of info early.
Oh.
Hessian already inside is Dexter, not quite able to kill the office player.
I feel
but
Dexter
Kino's able
is
to
a
get
little
Moses,
inconsistent
and the
as a
office
player.
will soon fall as
Ended
well.
last map a little
Everybody
poor,
dies
but
on that side
starting
of the
off
map. It
strong
looks
here
like
on Sky.
the
Again,
assumption
Sky
we
attacks,
had that
especially
Thrive were really gonna
5v4,
try hard to
should be
make it a
very, very
5-on-5
difficult.
on the
They
other
made
side
that
of the
look
map,
fucking
really
easy,
aggressive
bro.
against Upper Decky. Well, that was
I think
true, but
Thrive
Upper
gotta
Decky
rein it in a little
was so
bit.
ready for it.
They tried to play
just
aggro off of this like extra free
throwing
pick,
things
I
out,
guess,
making
but
sure that they
holy
go for
shit,
that
Dexter
very
came in
fast
hunting for
setup
names.
play, make sure they can neutralize all those offside roamers by Thrive. Just really showcases the depth and knowledge by Upper Deck
That's a
to
tough round
secure
to
those
lose.
win conditions for them. I mean, just essentially as soon as he walked in, found 2 picks because they droned that out, knew exactly where those 2 Terrace players were. All you have to do is shut down the office guy. Does lose a gunfight, but everybody from Upper Deck is now running in right at you, and you've already lost 2 bodies. And now all of a sudden, Thrive are down to 1 man in a 3v1 situation, really scrambling as to what just even happened, because I think they're doing the exact same thing they did against WildCard. I tried to look at their like overall operator lineup from what they did last time in that game.
You think
Not
Melta
sure
can still
it's
play
the
Pro League
exact
caps
same kind
lock?
of thing. They're not really changing anything up. So if Upper Decky,
I don't think
doubt
on a
they
good
did,
team.
VOD reviewed this at all, they're gonna know exactly what Thrive are doing. So just ultimately doesn't
If
even
a
matter
10th
because
team
Thrive
got added,
aren't
maybe.
adapting anything. They're doing the exact same thing again.
But I don't
Yeah,
think
just
I think
gonna go
Melta's
for it
best
again,
days
right?
are probably
Same operator
behind him.
lineup, effectively same thing
If I'm being brutally honest, I
Start off this next round.
don't see him being a top tier player.
hoping that you can do the exact same thing.
But,
and
like,
maybe it'll
anything's
work this
possible.
time, but Upper Deck, found a nice
You never know how
balance,
someone's gonna
pretty
play. Sometimes you just need to
effectively
find the
last
right
time.
team, the
They
right
just
environment, and then
consolidated
like that
all of their
unlocks the right
forces
player, and
to hit a far
people
too
can
spread
surprise
out
you.
Thrive defense.
so I never
Thrive
want to say never.
gonna need to do a little bit more to try and stick together. Excuse me.
Enki
not
lucky
get
to
caught
be
out so
alive.
far
They
from
almost
one
had him.
another.
Somebody just missed their
Getting
shots.
some trades done. And
I think it was
maybe winning
Dream.
the first engagement rather than losing it. So the trades are consistently favoring you if you get that first pick. Will be to their benefit, albeit a little easier said than done. Is this Upper Decky lineup not easy to win?
You'll be an
points
AMK
against.
hater or an AMK hater. Fair
Not
enough.
by any means necessary. They're still going about the exact same strategy of.
Wonder how
slowing
Dexter went down to
the
SG and stay
push.
with them for
They
more
need to be
than,
careful
for more
about
than
that
one
terror
split.
scout that was there
I don't know.
present in the last round. Seems like there's someone that was.
I mean, clearly
trying to threaten
SSG
it. Moses is a little
chose
bit
not to
closer
keep him
deny
for a
that
reason,
this time
right?
Around. Don't know if they actually reinforced that wall right next to him. Okay, they did this time, so that's not going to happen
Oh.
again. But cutoffs are still there. Moses is lucky to keep his head, as now
Thrive are
Benjamin
playing a
Mola is
lot more
set up
passive
for
this
that
time.
play, so
They
everybody
actually have
that's still
adapted
left
really
in
well
office,
since the
now
first
he's moved
round.
through Dragon
First round, they
Forces.
just like started swinging shit for no reason. Now they're
like
like
they're gonna
properly
try
backing
to,
off.
but
I will say,
Rome has not
twice
been
now
managed
they've
to
gotten a
get
bit
nice.
backing off, and
Taking
the
down
attackers
Kimo
have missed
right
their
quick.
shots to kill
An
them.
open
But
kill does go to Thrive
I
this
think
time. Now
overall the
they're gonna be
playstyle
one
change is still a net
man
positive.
up as they continue through the rest of the round. So if they do consolidate the way that I was hoping they would, try to play more off of trading one another, it'll be very much to their benefit. The whole team seems to have fallen back. It's aim key towards Shrine and Moses on Restaurant Stairs that you can really only call a little bit far out, and even still, very commonly played positions, albeit maybe not so common to play this late on, as aim key is still very far forward. And even if he's unsupported, this position may not go expected, and him still having control over Mez with only 50 seconds left, not a good sign for UD.
Upper Decky are now rotating towards the karaoke window, trying to see if they can maybe make a play happen here. Melton, I'm sure, is just going to be trying to open up as much space down below as possible so that Thrive can't actually contest this. And they find a pick onto Twist from the window, so now they can actually go for this play. Thanks to Melton just opening up a little bit.
This
of
is
that
not a
space in the
terrible
final
spot for
30
Thrive.
seconds.
They don't have diffuse kit though. Oh,
Dream's
Dream does.
actually
I'm
gonna
stupid.
abandon the window
Okay,
because
they're gonna go
wanna
up
after
black
just
then, try to
karaoke.
plant
They
inside of
wanna make this a
karaoke.
walk up top stairs and maybe go from there.
Two Toxic Babes feels a
Off on
little
the
bit
window, what a
bad.
nice
Dream is just
clear.
frying
Dream
people
is
today.
finding
Dude, they're
a
all
lot of
frying people
success when he
today.
rotated to Moses.
Moses
needs to
gotta
get
win
kill,
that.
my
That's like the
friend.
one
It
thing
seems
he's
to be
watching.
Okay, though, because Skunky and Amkey have stepped up.
The two
big
worst
time.
players in the last
The
two
double
maps?
key duo
Just, like,
were the
clutch up
key
the
to
2v4
winning
out of
that
nowhere?
round.
Okay.
Thrive
We
punched
got a
back
game on
in
our
the
hands?
second.
Ooh, just all of those strong defensive positions in T pay off when it seemed like the rest of their setup was not going their way. Unfortunately, Melted did clear out a lot of that Geisha presence, just forcing that player back just that little bit further so Dream can get that initial kill to make that a lot closer of a round. But still, the fact that they did not clear T at all those strong power positions to lock down top black stairs, anywhere else that anybody from Upper Decky might move through, especially Restaurant Stairs at the very end of that round, ultimately pays off for Thrive as they cannot continue to move on. They do make that a very good, valiant attempt, but ultimately cannot convert that into a round win.
I think
Just
ultimately
does
Upper
not get
Decky,
counted
like,
by the
obviously
fact
have
that
the
they lost
mechanical
their command
advantage.
so early on into that round and cannot come back.
So Thrive just need to keep him guessing. I want to see Thrive switching this up. Sometimes you go aggressive, sometimes you play passive. Sometimes you swing out and take all your gunfights early. Sometimes you want to take them more late. I feel like Thrive need to utilize the element of surprise to try to catch this like less coordinated team off guard to find the win here.
So much info as to where those remaining attackers are, and they can swing off of all of it perfectly. So Thrive were very well set up to trade each other. They were well positioned there. A problem that they've had in the past. But that time, they don't want to leave any gaps in the defense because they know that Upper Decky can just get everybody together and hit that gap as hard as possible. So they made sure to play close enough so they could hold each other's contact and do exactly what they did there. Turn a man disadvantage into a big round win thanks to all the information and the great positioning that they have. Now we go to Office and Exhibition for the very first time as Thrive hope to get this round win. Because if they lose this defensive round here, they will have already lost more defensive rounds to start this map off than they did at all on Skyscraper the last time they played Upper Decky in the finals of the first.
Not sure what they're using these dope calls for.
At this point, there's a
I guess to clear through bottom floor. But Kino has literally used all of his dope calls now, and he, for a while there, was the only person in the building. Now Melted is in the building too. Now Melted is the only person in the building, because Kino is dead. I guess his corpse is still probably inside.
They do finally get a trade with Melted finding aim key. There's still all
2 is sometimes all you need.
Starting to rotate back through Dragon, playing on Shrine to try to repel this clear for a little bit longer by Upper.
Great awareness of these rotate cutoffs that Upper Decky are holding. That's 2 rounds in a row that Upper Decky have specifically sat someone and stationed outside of
Twist has had really good, dude. Twist?
As Twist's the one stationed
Twist is a good player too.
And not a soul can seemingly push him away from it. Beautiful shot to shut down yet another Upper Decky attacker and give this advantage back to Thrive. And now they're getting better and better at playing close off one another, and you can see this. They're all
and now Thrive without all their, sorry, Upper Decky without all their players, starting to stall.
Ready to swing if their teammates make contact. It's
like, what's the plan? Nobody's moving.
Sitting, waiting for a terrace play, and then the other 2 waiting for a play towards Shrine. Nothing happening quite yet because Upper Decky can't find
We are just watching the guy with the cut. Maybe the other guys are doing something.
They're almost scared to make that first gun.
Like, Mira's not swinging you, bro.
It seems like at this point they need to rotate around, try to take that Shrine push. There's still the shield right in front of them. They can't clear that out as quite as effectively.
Losing the Ash just means they have nothing to clear the shields. I feel like consistently they just have the wrong utility. Like, they brought 100 flashbangs for this setup. And they have, like, no nades.
And now Upper
no
Decky
Gone
with
6.
just Benji alone looking to get on the board for the very first time.
I guess Buck should have had
Even
Gone
if he
6.
does that, I can't imagine he can get Upper Decky on the board in this round. Case outside of Shrine with 20 seconds to go, trying to just bait out a shot from the shotgun.
It feels like people are just picking ops they want to play rather than the ops they need.
Positioning to play off one another.
On Upper Decky, that is.
Again as Moses rears his head from the other side of the shield and puts Upper Decky in the rear. A 1-2 deficit.
And just seems like Upper Decky were just kind of so far spread apart on that initial roam clear. Just
maybe they just gotta start TKing Dream. That may be the play.
Near restaurant, I'm almost pretty sure that's where he died. But the fact that they just cannot move any further beyond that as soon as
I don't know why Dream literally rocks the XSET background on every operator.
They just can't make any
despite having never played for XSET. Like, Kino makes sense. There is no M80 card in the game.
There's just nowhere for Upper Decky to go.
But Dream?
Into a brick wall. That's kind of the big problem of this map. It just feels like that halfway
perhaps
point,
it's a
Dragon
hint.
It's just a hard
perhaps he just likes Kino.
So Thrive benefiting off of that, making sure that they're locking down the areas of control they still have, making it impossible for Upper Decky.
The new esports HUD is ass. Yeah, there's a few fucking big problems with it.
See if Upper Decky can do the exact same thing on their own defenses, respond back with 2 rounds of their own to try to make it happen. At the very least, would like a 4-2 if they can.
Well, beggars can't be choosers, and in this case, I guess Upper Decky the beggars that.
One attack, end of the day, is pretty fucking good for Skyscrapers, so Upper Decky, not in a bad spot still.
This is a very good map for teams that are very good at just holding positions and telling you, you have to flush us out of these. It's a very hard map to attack into if you're not good at forcing defenders.
The other one was so easy to understand. The problems with this one are like, A, it's harder to tell how much HP people have at a glance, because it's not bars, it's just like numbers now. B, the player names are all the way at the bottom, so it's really hard to tell quickly what perspective you're actually watching. C, you just can't see how much ammo someone has, which feels like a big fucking problem. Those are the big ones. And then I think the fact that it's at the bottom is a little bit uglier. A little bit unnatural, but like, I don't care too much about where the HUD is. I'm more concerned about the information.
Walls all around the site and making sure that these anchors like Dexter and Kino are not super comfortable.
I do think it's nice to see where players are at, to see what room they're standing in.
Lounge area that Benji Mula is sitting in is still being contested by him, but Anki and Twist, Candle following it up with 3 to make
one dope call and everybody just panics, bro.
On the back heels in this round.
I mean, this is part of the reason why Dokkaebi is so successful, but also Upper Decky just looking so afraid.
This isn't even an Office XC defense, by the way. There was such a heavy extension over there that I mistakenly assumed that it was a defense of that site. It just goes to show how big and how much investment there was in that huge extension, and how horribly it's fallen. As the larger they are, the harder they fall, and Twist's gonna make sure that not many of his teammates will fall to Melted as they walk into Drum. It would need to be a 1-on-4 for Dream.
No shot for Dream here.
To get off of 2 and 3, up to 6 and 3, but he's almost died through the wall. Matter of fact, he has died
Iconic
through
is
the wall.
washed.
Shut him down
Yeah.
too, and it has been
I hope he comes back stronger after his injury heals,
him.
but
He'll keep
I don't know.
going on Skyscraper.
It might be too little too late.
Just, where do you pinpoint what is going wrong on that defense for Upper Decky? Because they're still trying to be up front and deny that map entry by Thrive, but it doesn't seem to even faze them at all. There's still so much pressure on them that all of a sudden 3 different players swing in and get 3 different kills.
Is the G2 roster good now, though? They still have the Monty Main King Alamau. The G2 roster had a pretty disappointing EWC quals. They lost to Wolves.
Because of just how far back they were playing, trying to deny a site rush.
And so they didn't make it to EWC. So I would say that's a failure for G2. But apparently they still believe in it, and they're going to keep the roster for at least a little while. So we'll give it more time. I'm not as quick to say the new G2 changes are dog shit, but the general consensus is that the changes were bad.
In what was a tight game in the qualifiers is not looking like that so far in this map. So
well, they still got 2 more rounds on defense, and if Thrive's start was any indication, losing the first round of your defensive order could still lead to a pretty successful one, even if it was pretty one-handed for Rome clear, literally the exact same round.
Yeah, I think dropping Titan was pretty stupid.
Effectively, very similar to what happened to Thrive in the first round. So I have no doubt that Upper Decky can bounce back. It's just about making the right adaptations. And their adaptation is actually to go to a completely different bomb site. They want to go to Office Exhibition rather than fixing the mistakes.
Bleed the same? No, they dropped Asfi for leader.
Thrive opted to do after their round 1 loss. Twist already set up on some cutoff angles.
I think Asfi has military service, so they didn't actually drop him, but he is off the team.
But the primary objective for Moses and Skunky is to open up the VIP wall. The Kaid to Baral combo, making that very difficult though. And it seems that Upper Decky in fact have shifted back towards a much more anchored or focused defense, even just based on those 2 ops along with the Mira and
did the single wall get open? I feel like this observer's kind of lost.
Kind of take for a Thrive. Upper Decky not extending out too far. They're just kind of
think they kept the single wall closed. It's definitely not walkable. They might have gotten 1 Selma charge, but I don't think so. I think they've officially tricked the house wall. That's pretty huge.
Just yet, but does put the pressure on, making sure that Upper Decky can play around this just a little bit longer. Dream is gonna be contested pretty soon unless he can stop this wall from getting open. Doesn't have any electricals left. But at this point, Thrive are really halting.
Is leader good? I think leader is good. I think the change for bleed will honestly, it'll help them.
I think they might have found it.
I think it might give them a little bit more structure. I mean, leader's European, so he adds a bit more.
And Dream is alone inside Drum. So
I think it's just good to have another voice on the team that has so much experience like Leader does.
And maybe overextend, but Twist gets the kill. So the position in fact known and compromised real quick. That's an advantage to the attacking side with 1:10 to go. And another one for Aimkey too.
And this just keeps getting worse and worse for Upper Decky. They're losing so much control on the map. They're pretty much isolated to the bomb site
I
itself.
don't know if I
Benji
believe in
Mula
Upper
tried to get
Decky's like
aggressive
mental
onto
ability to
Terrace,
come back.
does get swatted,
Because the thing is,
just
once Upper
tries to
Decky
spray
loses
as
this
much as he
tournament,
can, but can't
most
find
of
the
these players
connection.
don't give a
They're
shit.
running out of room, and Thrive are
Like for
benefiting from
Thrive,
those
this is
mid-round
like the
ults
most
to switch
important
things
game
up
they've
both
played in a
from
long
the
time,
to end the
maybe
map.
ever. For Upper Decky,
I
this
like
game is
the
like a
aggressive
Tuesday,
attempts from
you know?
Benji Mula, but he's
So I
not
think
hitting
if
that
Upper
lucky shot
Decky
that he
are
needs
starting to
or
struggle
maybe
now
a
on
very skillful
skyscraper
shot he needs to,
defense,
maybe a mix of both
one of the
perhaps
strongest
not
maps to
accurate, but
defend in the entire
he's not
game,
quite hitting it yet. And that's just giving away info as to where he is, so they know exactly.
I don't
where
have
this
faith they're
mirror's
going to turn
be,
it
but
around.
for
Now
some
that,
reason,
never
that's the
mind.
play they went for.
I was about
Good
to
shot
hype
from
up
AMG
Benji Mula,
eventually gonna
but
come through, and it's all fallen apart on the defense.
this
A
feels
good
like it could be a
walk in from
7-1,
Thrive,
7-1,
many different
7-2.
angles, and all the info they needed was all theirs, and the round goes to them as well.
Keep going back to Siege. Siege gives you something that no other game can.
Adapt all that well, but in that
You matched up
round
against
alone,
Atero in a
just
game, in a
showcased
league
what
game
they
earlier.
can do. Just
EpiPen,
mid-round,
there's
he
no
was
shot.
just direct
I
exactly
literally
what
talked to
they
Intero
over
about
at
that
the other
earlier
side.
today. He said it was the
Recognized that
first
there's a
time he's
huge
ever
gap,
been recognized
tried
in League of
to find
Legends.
the one player trying to
That's
still have
so
roaming
funny.
out in the middle of his run, catch him off guard, and then completely demolish the rest of Upper Decky.
He
Just
also said he got a
isolating
pentakill.
those
Was that
1v1
true?
gunfights, making sure that they have no
He
room
said
to
it was
work
his
with.
second
And
pentakill
so
ever.
what does Thrive have to do other than just find
in his
the
life
exterior
playing League of
fraggers? They're
Legends.
still trying to move their way in, try to make that round a lot closer. But Upper Decky,
That's
the fact
so
that they're just
funny.
Isolated to house stairs, lounge, and then
Wait, I'm
go to
actually
the
gonna
other player,
text him a
like,
picture of you
tag
saying
or
that in
shrine.
chat.
That's kind of not great positions if you're that defense to just repel that attack, considering how much control you lost so late into
I got in
the
a
round
call with
after
Parker
you
today,
stopped
and the
for a good
first thing
portion
he
of the early
said was he
one.
talked about being recognized in a league game and then getting his
That
pentakill.
fallback on the
He
road,
was very
Thrive doing a
excited.
much better job pushing Upper Decky away from those aggressive positions. Those forward positions, but those extension positions that they're trying to say, you know what, you have to force us to evacuate these spots. They were doing a wonderful job at it with the pressure from the Grimbees on Shrine window, with the pressure of everybody
Very funny.
trying to just choke out that player inside of Drum and not letting
You and him
him
are gonna
get
play
back
duos,
into
hopefully.
on
Yo, he doesn't
Terrace
forget
window,
you.
the presence on Terrace window.
I
Outstanding
wish you
start.
luck.
And now, I think they're actually going to try and hit the heart of the objective. This blitz is so good, at forcing defenders out of the positions they're holding at the start. But it looks like
Siege
Skunky
gives you
gonna try
depression.
and go
Siege
for a
also
little bit of
does
a rush.
that,
It's only
yes.
Dino, and he's still setting
Siege
up
does
the
also
objective.
deliver
Shotgun out, though,
depression,
so it
but
could possibly be lethal. But if he gets flashed out here,
I don't have a
this could
charm.
be
Not
very
yet. We're working
dangerous
on it.
very early on for
Follow
Upper
along,
Decks.
please.
Phone calls through.
Follow the stream. What?
Wow.
What? The observer's feed died. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Not again.
As unfortunate of a timing as you could have possibly had, all things considered.
Bro.
In terms of what we were about to see.
Element 3
what
and
we
tech
ended up not
pauses.
seeing.
It's
Very
been
unlucky,
rough this
to
week,
say
bro.
the least.
They've had a ton of tech
Can't
pauses.
tease me like this. Can't tease me
That's
like
very,
this.
Very
Ugh.
unlucky. Very unlucky indeed. But you know, all we can do is sit
Caster
here and
needs more
question
light.
on what could have possibly
Typically, the
happened.
casters will
For
keep
now,
their
though,
lights off while they're
4-1 lead
talking,
for
and then he'll
Thrive.
turn his light on
Becky hoping
when he has to come back to
maybe the
camera,
rush
but he
in the
probably
second
didn't
goes so well.
expect to
Matter of
come
fact,
back
it
to
looks like it
camera.
hasn't. Okay, so our observer disconnected, but the round ended up being won by Upper Deck.
It's actually very common for online casters to cast in the dark, because the lights are like really hot and like they can give you headaches if you're staring into them too long.
Map.
So a lot of casters cast in the dark.
If Upper Decky were down 4-1 and then got blitz rushed and lost,
You don't even have a camera as a caster?
5-1 down, and now they
That
have
was like
to
a
attack
TF2 days back in the day.
Skyscraper,
We never
I
casted
fear
with
it would
cameras.
have been over. So very good they were able to get something on the board that.
You first played Siege less than
Yeah,
6
I
months
mean,
before being
obviously
diagnosed
you
with
don't know what exactly
depression.
happened. It could have
And
been
now your name is still
clutch that
depressed.
Either Kino, somebody else had. We don't.
Maybe we
really
need to
know.
start
It's kind of impossible.
Banning Siege.
see it,
That's
like-
that seems like a trend.
It's always kind of the risk with going for those rush plays because you can either secure that advantage in dominant fashion, put pressure
I
on.
don't know if you need a camera from BGS.
who's not
I mean, if
really
you're taking
expecting it,
casting
but
seriously, you should
It's
probably
always
get a
the
cam.
risk because now you give that round over if you lose it to the other side that has been
Best analyst, I
struggling.
appreciate
Don't
that.
want to give any advantages over to
I
them,
try to keep it
especially
fun.
with some of the rounds that you've been in the lead kind of going against you later on. So
Quick
ultimately,
GeoGuessr
a
round
risk
for the
by Thrive that
fans.
apparently has not paid off. So no idea yet, but maybe that could be what exactly Upper Decky needs to get back into
North
this map.
America.
Hopefully get back into tying this game all up.
Chat, give me a
So
state.
unsurprisingly, we have
Tell
had
me what
some
state this
tech issues,
is.
I'm sure
We're
you guys
somewhere in the
could have
United
guessed,
States.
but nothing
This car has
more
no front license
working on
plate.
that side, our observer feed cut out.
Actually,
Looks
this could
like
be
someone
Canada.
disconnected from the lobby as well. So we're gonna give them time to reset. This halftime pause will be extra long.
I think it's
Don't you
America,
worry,
though.
it won't be
No,
too long.
Canada would never
We'll
have
come
signs
back
like
from
these.
this break with the rest
This
of
is
game to
America.
see the final team to make it into phase number 3.
Alabama, Idaho, Iowa. All right, Spy. Let's not forget who's making your mini siege here. John, somebody is very confident on Alabama. He straight up called the highway. I'm going to trust him on this. I'm not going to look for that highway, but I trust him that it is. Oh, Highway 231. Wait, I found it. Not too far off. Highway 70. I-70 in Missouri. Shout out Tink, I think. Oh, tragic that we're going to a tech pause. Somewhere in Iowa. Iowa was pretty close. I think Iowa was the closest to chat. All right, we're just geoguessing and chat and siege. Did Furia fix their problems? I feel like it wasn't 100% last tournament you watched. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say if they fixed their problems because they haven't played very much since that tournament. But I think their main problem was like motivation. So it's tough to see if that's fixed or not. Esports World Cup is a crazy prize pool, so there's a good chance that they are going to be pretty motivated for that. This has to be Russia, right? I don't know where, but I think we're in Russia. Yeah, middle of nowhere, Russia. That was a nice little mosque, though. Or church, I guess. Tech pause and siege go hand in hand. You are right, you are right. Damn, someone even said probably Missouri with no plates. Bro, how am I supposed to ever get this? Actually, this is Brazil. This is like the fucking Amazon jungle. I told you. I saw the sun was north of us, and it just gave, like, Brazil vibes. I don't know how else to say. Ever been to Norway? I've been to Denmark, and I've been to Sweden, but I've never been to Norway. I didn't really like Denmark or Sweden, to be honest. If the plates are expired, I would say Missouri. Usually a little bit too blurred to see that. Alginet and Lacudia. European Union. Could this be like the coast of France? Is this even France? Is that French? Could we be Italy? Transits? I think it's France, right? We're so tropical, though. Where do they have palm trees like this in the European Union?
Why do I have to stay here on the ground? It's overrated. The cityscape escapes you with a sound. It's delineated. I waited at the station for an hour, but I won't make it. You take off on an uptap by each hour, and you overtake it every round that I.
Zona Escalar. Wait, are we Canary Islands or some shit? Nah, we were Spain, though. That shit was all Spanish.
Shuts him down in the middle of restaurant. It's just Skunky in
Game's back.
toilet and Moses in pantry, trying to just grasp at straws for kills. In upper deck, you might miss one of them in a corner, but you'd have to imagine that neither of these positions will be able to make the hero.
Norway's
play
better
they
than them,
need
I
to.
swear to God.
That's
Expensive,
really
though.
the only hope that Thrive have at the moment.
I would
If
try.
they get to 5 at this
I'd definitely visit
holes in the
Norway.
wall are not gonna work
I
in the
don't see
favor of
myself going
Moses
anytime
as he'll
soon.
get shot out by Dexter, and Skunky alone
Holy
has gotta do
shit.
something.
Upper Decky spawned
Does some
back in with
damage.
cheats.
But really not too much more than that. Kino closes out a flawless round for
Not go back to
just
GeoGuessr.
about when the doctor ordered it.
No. We got games to watch.
I mean, just considering how much time that was wasted by Thrive in that early round, Upper Decky not actually doing much to clear up of that top floor roam, no walls really being open, just a few Dokkaebi calls to get some of that.
When's the next time I'm gonna be in
information.
Europe?
Already doing a lot of
I actually
damage.
don't even know
Castle
when I'm
just
gonna go to
gives them
Europe
that
next.
little bit of an extra boost that when they do finally connect some of those kills, Thrive lose a lot of that map control, lose a lot of that.
Might not
space
be
that
till
they
Paris.
created so early on, and then all of
This
a
is
sudden,
Element
the last two
3.
players
This
for
is
that
like
are
the
complete
Tier
opposite
2
ends of the
North
bomb
American
site,
League.
not able to really do anything and get completely shut down by Upper Decky. So clearly, the slow pace of that round paved off because of how much information they got and how far back they pushed Thrive into very isolated positions that they.
Why is Kino there? Kino is subbing in. I don't.
Really putting
I'm a
the
little
pressure
surprised
on
that it's
Thrive to
allowed,
be a
but
lot
Kino is
better
just
on their
subbing in
defense
because
to
Foxe
not
is on
make this a
vacation.
close game.
We've had plenty European.
So it has
Sweden
actually
had an
become
SI.
even
Paris
closer
had
in
an
the
SI.
process. Thrive. Go back upstairs
Yeah, those are
for
two
the
European
defenses, more
SIs. Now,
specifically,
admittedly, both were
they go to
COVID.
tea and karaoke rather than office and
But
exhibition.
SI
Although when you defend one, it
2026
feels like you gotta have presence
is
in
locked
both.
in to be SI.
Well, it's kinda
Locked in to be
working. There is
Paris.
very minimal
They
presence
announced that
towards
last
office and
SI.
exhibition or towards tea and karaoke. Whatever is the opposite of what they're defending, it usually works better when they have more people towards the site itself. Not the case right now, though, as Thrive really only have Skunky nearby. 4 players on the opposite side of the map. Spawn peek even attempted by Candle. And though it gets no dice, it's still important to note that Thrive are trying to set the tone early that they're going to be much more aggressive.
Norway
They
could
were
never have an
pretending
SI because
to
our
be
internet
much
is
more aggressive
ass.
this round than they
There's
were
also like
last
no
round.
good.
Whether it
I don't
works
think
to their
there's
benefit or
ever
not
been a
still
good
remains to be
Norwegian
seen.
Siege player.
Actually,
Who's the
2
best
players have fallen
Siege
back
player
to
Norway
closer
has
to
ever
Skunky,
produced?
So only 2 players actually left on this roam over towards
I actually
office and
cannot
exhibition, so
name one.
Decky don't have nearly as much to clear if they continue with this roam.
Mr.
If the
Officer.
call comes out again.
I thought about
Decky
him.
Actually takes advantage of this.
There's no way it's
Currently,
him.
No dice on that. They're just biding their time, making sure that nobody from Thrive is actually contesting them in these early angles as they open up these walls. But continuing wasting this time trying to get that information, but no kills for it just yet.
So Moses and Twist by the looks of the callouts next to their name that are over on
The
the
fact
opposite
that
side of the
you
map.
genuinely
Moses
might be the
is
best
a CSAT
Norwegian
force
Siege player is why we'll
house.
never have a Siege land in
And it'll be
Norway.
hard for him to fall back as that shrine window
Your
gets opened up,
ass.
and I think he recognizes that, so he's trying to fall
That's
back
the
to
problem,
dragon
isn't
right
it?
now.
There's no good Norwegian
Shoots a
Siege
couple of
players.
shots at it, but eventually does get back
Denmark
to
has
sight,
some of
and
the
so too
goats.
is
Sweden
Twist.
has
So,
some of the goats.
half the round is
Finland
gone.
has some of the
Upper Deck,
goats.
He's still without proper control over that office side of the
At
map,
least
where
you guys
we
are
now
still
work
probably
on their
better than
way,
Iceland.
And they still have so much util to burn on the objective itself. A Cade Claw still in pocket for Moses. Zoto canisters still in pocket for Candle. However, much more utility to try and burn these positions away on the part of
I'd be
Upper
down
Deck.
for a
Even if it's
Helsinki
just that
major.
Dawn 6, they've already
Helsinki
made
probably
so
comes
much
up as a
progress
major
thanks
before
to it.
Oslo, to be honest.
Nothing to actually stop it by Thrive. There's no utility denial of the Wamai or a Jaeger, so Rune. Otherwise, Upper Decky have free space to clear a lot of this utility, but they still need to worry about the.
Come
fact
on,
that
AimKey, let's
these
close
team
this
walls
shit
are
out.
Electrified and completely
Send 'em
shut
home.
down. So Thrive still sitting back in the power positions, trying to deny Upper Decky from even moving in through these doorways or actually get that wall open for the time being.
Again, Upper Decky in a really good
TMPs
position to win
try
this
and deny
game.
the Cade Claw, but the Zoto canisters
Just
should
based
make
on the
that
fact
more
that they
difficult
get,
to deal with. But where is
you know,
Candle
back-to-back
with those
defensive rounds
canisters?
that puts them
He
up
wasn't
6-3.
nearby enough. They've gotten that wall open. They're starting to pressure
And they just need
Gation, too.
one
Twist
attack
needs
to win this
an
game.
engagement on the player on this window, but he's just gotten absolutely destroyed.
Twist punished for hard
The
holding,
F-Not's gonna
though.
make it awkward on the entry, but no one nearby to trade,
Oh,
and every
everybody
single attempt
punished.
goes horribly
Dude,
wrong.
since the
As
rehost,
Dream
Upper
and
Decky
Dexter
are shooting
take a
back.
kill each.
My
Kino adds
God.
one more onto the tally, and his Dream starts to stick the plant. The anchor setup this time goes awful for Thrive, and all that he can do is look through the open mirror window and hope against hope that he can even
One
pad his
pro
stat.
CS player.
Not allowed to do that.
Why do
though,
you
as
think
Dexter
that is,
turns on a
Norsa?
dime And turns this game on its head. as
Because,
we're
like,
even
Norway isn't even that
after 8.
small population-wise compared to, like...
And you do.
Aren't
have to
you
go
guys,
back
like, the
to
same
that one
population as
round we
Denmark,
completely
basically?
missed.
And
But that
Denmark has,
Wolf's
like,
Rush
some of the
attempt
best
onto
esports
office
players
and
of all time
exhibition
through,
bomb
like,
site.
CS and Siege.
We think we
And Norway has, like,
assumed
nobody
that
in
it was,
any
but
game
The
ever.
fact that they assumingly went for that, lost the round. Now it's 3 rounds in a row for
Just
Upper
different
Decky, when
culture,
they
you
were
think, or
looking
what?
like they weren't
I
quite
wouldn't
in it,
assume the
didn't
cultures are very
quite
different,
deal with
but
pressure that was being put up by Thrive.
Denmark is
Now they're
crowded.
all tied up.
True.
Them calling a
I don't
timeout
see how that
right
gives
now
them an
makes a ton
advantage
of
in
sense,
esports.
considering how they've completely lost that.
Is it really just that like Norway has shitty internet?
Twice. I know it's technically barbecue the round.
You have a lot of
before,
Fortnite players.
the way they were holding it was basically the exact same as they did in
People
that
in Norway
we
are
just
complete
saw.
and utterly
Just completely
talentless.
losing it,
Damn.
even though you have all
Alright.
your walls, you still have all your strong power positions.
Little
and you
Norwegian
lose
hate in
every
chat.
single
Still
gunfight to
depressed.
Upper Decky just walking in,
Maintains their spot
really
as the
trying to find any
chief
gunfights
hater.
to try to clear those power positions. And Thrive don't do anything about it. 2 flawless rounds in a row. That's like, that should be completely unacceptable if you're Thrive in this position.
In fact, not only should it be, but it is completely unacceptable. Timeout gives them some time to
The best footballer is
talk
from
things over
Norway?
just a little more.
What?
They opt to go to office and XC.
Isn't the best
Their next
footballer like
attempt.
Messi?
But
Or like
that accuracy
Ronaldo?
that I was praising them for
I'm
doing
pretty confident neither of
towards
those
the end
guys
of
are
the first
Norwegian.
half, towards the end of their first quarter.
'Cause
of
Ronaldo's
defense,
from
it's
Portugal
important to
and
talk
Messi's
about
from
some of those half
Miami.
systems. Only thing I don't like about it, otherwise it's fun, but just trying to address certain quarters and certain rounds, way less convenient than just
Thrive
saying,
up
"Yeah,
on Armory
digress.
for their
They were doing
final
much
defense.
better
They
when
need
they
this
got
round.
in that
They're
first
desperate.
half.
They
It's
are
right
not
in
going to
here.
win 3
It
fucking
just
attacks, bro.
doesn't work
They need this
because
defense.
Upper Deck, you're ready for it. Even when they
Messi
did a
is
great job
Miamian.
delaying the push, Upper Deck, you weren't really trying to get into Dragon or get into Terrace or get into Drum until there were like a minute and 15 seconds left.
Yeah.
And even then, the util on site is just, they just didn't really have enough of it. Maybe everyone was too far forward. I think the positioning as well was a bit of an issue because where we were praising them for their ability to trade and play off their teammates' info, they all just kind of died. Maybe individually, maybe not. We can't see where everyone is all at once without not letting you see the actual individual gun skill of all the players in the lobby, so that's the compromise that we take. Still, little
Bot's
bit of a cause for concern for
Canadianist.
Thrive as they go to office and exit. They don't
Absolutely.
really seem to want to sit on the site this time.
Yeah, not really, because it's kind of just been their memo of just being.
It's like saying
as far away
Canadian's
from
the best
offside
player in the
early
world.
rounds as they can, making sure that Upper Decky.
Canadian is not the best individual
which they
player
were
in the
successful
world,
in these
but
last 2 rounds of getting them to
he's
a
very
last
close to
minute
being the GOAT.
of the
I'll tell you
round,
that.
Finally executing onto the bomb site, but like you mentioned, utility on site is just not quite there. Either the positioning or just actual util usage isn't quite there for Thrive. So trying to make sure that they're playing a little bit more around it is going to be the main focus of that. So
Moses
I
gets
think
the
actually
bandit
getting
trick.
bandit
This
trick
is a
on the
really
initial
hard
it's gonna slow him
wall
down,
to
so make
bandit
sure that
trick.
Drum is gonna be a
Oh,
little
but
bit
it was an
safer,
ace.
as
I was
him
gonna
and
say,
Twist
usually
is
you
just
just thermite
trying
the
to sit
outside
there for as
wall,
long as they
and then
can.
that gets
Cut
both
off
walls at
angle
the same
being
time.
prompted
But
by
they're not
AD,
playing
so
thermite,
he
they're
has to
playing
be a little bit
ace.
safer, but with the
So
assist of
it's a
Candle,
little
he's gonna be
awkward to
trying
actually
alleviate
open up
some
this
of that
drum
pressure.
wall. Moses is gonna be a huge
Thatcher
problem
can only
here.
do so much, and it seems that it's not going to be able to assist in opening up drum wall for now. As he seems like based on where he is now at the vent units, he's going to try and rotate his way over. Yeah, he's now at Geisha balcony, so he'll try and help in getting that wall and drum open. But Dexter
Never mind.
gonna open the round.
Well,
with a big
Enki's not a
kill
problem,
onto
I
Enki.
guess.
Caught way too far forward, and then he just sprints into Shrine, trying to catch the other team off guard. Twist
Wow.
gets down.
Dexter
oh,
a
it's all falling
3K.
apart.
Just
Dexter with
willing his
another.
team into an
And now,
advantage.
Dexter just
That's
continues
absurd.
to cook. It's his laboratory, and you're just trying to stop him. Only Skunky and Candle still have the chance to do just that. And they've still got full HP left.
Dexter's
on
lab
them.
reference from Happy
But I don't really think they have too
Happy.
much of a chance. It would require a number of mistakes
dub.
on part of Upper Decky to even get this back to even, let alone make this a round win for Thrive. And Candle trying to
Candle
capitalize on the
is the
possibility
player
of a
with
mistake
more
just now.
confidence than anyone else in
Overaggressing
the
into
server,
Shrine,
though.
But his only remaining teammate is
Not
dying,
enough
and
for a
matter of
1v5.
fact, he'll die right after it too. So Kino and Dream shut him down.
I
at the
genuinely just
very
think
end.
M80 are
Upper
taking
Decky,
good gunfights, and Thrive are giving it to them when they don't need to.
attacking half
I
to
think
make it
Thrive
4
just need to
rounds in a
slow
row
this
to make
shit
it a
down.
5-4
I mean,
lead
it's a
for
little late
them
now. They have to
as
move to
they
attack,
go
and
into their defensive
while you slow
halves.
down on attack,
Have
you
ever
lose. So
seen a game switch in terms of
we'll
momentum
see.
that
That rehost was actually horrendous for Thrive.
No, because you
Good
know
answer.
why? It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be happening. 3 freaking flawless rounds in a row by Upper Decky within
didn't
the
kill
last
anybody.
minute of a round.
Are there a lot of
You
pros
don't
from
kill anybody.
from
Losing
Canada?
At
Yeah,
all in the last
Spirits,
2 rounds. They
Foxay,
didn't kill a
Canadian,
single person.
Nobody
Melted
but Upper Decky has
playing in this
died
game
the
right
last
now.
3 rounds. They're padding their own stats.
That's
It's
kind of the good
absolutely
ones.
ridiculous. This is criminal. Look into this.
Penguin from back in the
EA
day.
needs to look into this case because oh my god,
Flynn,
what are Thrive doing to repel the
the
Upper Decky
goat
attack?
of
They can't do it.
Mirage.
Right now, they need to rely upon their own attacks in a weird situation where is a
Eska.
skyscraper now all of a sudden attacker sided? What is happening to you right now?
Yeah, Spirits.
This is often considered the most defender-sided map in the pool.
I said Spirits.
Last time these two teams played it, they both went 5-1 on defense. Now, Thrive have lost most of the defensive rounds they've played, and the only chance they have at winning it is to win most of the
Melted is a
attacking
pro?
rounds
He
that
used to
they
be.
played. They
Foxey's not a
already
pro
are
either.
doing that. They're up.
What happened to the team that got disqualified?
in terms of
Mirage?
win-loss record.
They're now Aerial Rise, right?
Seems to indicate that they
Is
have
that team
a
still
good
Aerial
chance
Rise?
at
I just know
succeeding
Poison's
here.
still on Aerial Rise.
Look, exactly what
Pojo,
Upper Deck
great
has
call.
been so good at this in the second half of this game, adapting their strategies to what they know is coming from Thrive.
Yeah, I remember
It's gonna
Penguin
play
this
to their
time.
benefit here. You lose, you know what the
Mirage
changes
is also
are,
a Canadian
so it's
org,
time
that's
to
true.
make the changes.
Jarvis,
And if you
yes.
make 2 out of
Jarvis
3
was
correct
Canadian.
changes, congratulations on your berth in phase 3.
Evil Waffle was
I mean,
Canadian,
this is
played
what we
on
talked
Disrupt a
about in
little
that
bit back in the
wildcard
day.
game, is that Thrive put up a lot of good early rounds,
Mirage is
but
not the
then
same team as
Wildcard
AA, fair enough.
finally adapted. They didn't adapt in time, didn't change anything.
I forgot
up for
the
their
roster.
Initial early defenses, so they just kind of ran away with that map for wildcard anyway. And Upper Deck looking like they're wanting to do the exact same thing, recognizing what everyone did right in the early rounds and
Crusher was
shaping
Canadian
things up to
back
where
in the
they
day,
could start
right?
winning those rounds.
Crusher.tsm?
I mean, just Thrive.
Did he
Going
ever get signed by
very slowly
TSM?
within
I don't
this
think
very
so,
first
right? He was
minute of
just
the
on
round,
Accelerate.
Trying to do some early clears. Now they're spreading out all across the map. We're seeing players like Moses go over to the Station side with
Different
Diffuser.
Jarvis.
Maybe he tried opening this up, but there's still a presence by them trying to clear it off. But there's just kind of disjointed.
Brian
trying
was
to figure out
Canadian
what they
too,
want to
yeah.
push.
Oh no. It looks like Candle has made the wrong decision in terms of where to start.
Candle
Really
dropped
fun
20
Geisha
kills last map. Don't
series.
forget
I don't
that.
like 'cause
He
you
is
know
now
a big
3 and
problem that
9.
we had with some of Thrive's last games is their entries would go way too far forward, completely unsupported by their
It seems
teammates, not a lot of
over,
drone
bro.
info, and
They
losing
just are
early
not going to win
engagements,
these attacks. And
giving
I think
away
mentally
that
they're done.
disadvantage, making it
Hey,
even
chat.
harder to win an attack,
At
which is
least now
already
Aim
hard
Key
to
can go get
attack
some
now.
fucking sleep.
That is a big mistake by Candle, who started the day off so hot, but has since kind of cooled off, it would seem. And then now it looks like Kino trying to make sure he himself can heat up on the restaurant stairs, and he is absolutely
Have
cooking
faith?
as they
I
try
do
to make
not.
their way up from the kitchen. Skunky and Moses are going to get 1 kill back each, but it's
Unless
still
Moses
an
is dead ass
advantage
the
to
dude
Upper
from
Decky,
the
and
Bible,
wide swing
this
at the
round is
worst
chalked.
possible time
They're up
is
against
gonna get
match
Skunky
point,
killed,
and they're going to be
repelled by Moses
needing to win
hopefully
2
find
skyscraper
something.
attacks
They
just to
trapped
force
one player on the
overtime.
other side
It's
of
not
an
happening.
unbreakable wall, but there's just too many bullets from every direction and not enough time to get it done. 1 round away from Upper Decky securing a spot in
Who's
phase
on 13
3.
straight deaths?
Oh boy. I hate it when I see the exact same things happen to Thrive on the exact same map that they've already lost previously. Because again,
Aimkey
a
may
situation
already
where they
be
put some
sleeping, and
players
this is
really
his
good early
nightmare.
rounds, they do not adapt in time, and that attack
We're all
pushes
just
all over the
existing in
place.
Aimkey's,
Players were pushing from across different parts of the
night
map that
terrors
they
at the
did not
moment.
even remotely clear.
The
And then
team hasn't
when
gotten
they
a kill in
finally jump
13
into
deaths.
the building,
Jesus.
Surprise, surprise! Upper Decky are ready and waiting for them
Because
to
back
just
to back
kind of
flawless
go for
and then
those takes.
3, I see.
And Kino finds
Yeah, that's
3
tough.
kills, or 2 kills rather,
That's
on the restaurant
tough.
stairs. Just completely shuts down that push because guess what? Thrive didn't clear that at all. They're just trying to take that aggressive gunfight, try to find any advantage. Gets shut down by one singular player who had to switch to a secondary to win that gunfight. It's just round after round after round. Thrive just continue to keep doing the exact
Where's
wrong
Aimkey
things they
from?
need to
My
keep
Twitch chat.
losing these rounds. And Upper Decky only need 1 more to put themselves into phase 3.
And he's also been around.
We got 2 more opportunities.
He's been playing
to
in
win
Tier 2,
defensive
Tier
side
3
of
for a while.
Skyscraper. Their first opportunity gonna come in kitchen.
I think I
barbecue,
casted
so we
Aimkey
haven't
back in the
seen them
day.
defend yet. This could play to their advantage, especially given
What's up, Mossy? The
they're
games have
running
honestly been pretty
Captain and a
one-sided,
Vigil,
and we've
which
had a
are
lot of tech
little hard to
pauses.
walk into,
So,
specifically the
not
Captain.
great.
We're not fully expecting it. Also, reinforcing the hatch above kitchen, not super.
Although,
common,
I
as
will
normally
say
you see
Clubhouse
people
was a really
maybe
fun game.
extend
Clubhouse
application and
watching
use that to
Thrive
fall
come back and
later.
take down Upper Decky
They're
was
not
pretty
really
fun.
gonna go for that. Instead, it looks like an all-encompassing hold.
No,
of
he's
the
not been Tier
entire
2 for a
map.
while, but he's been Tier
Trying to
3
make
for a
sure
while, I
they can't
believe.
Get into the building. We've seen Kino play the boss G one other time this series.
Norsa,
He died
you're a
about
real
20
grinder,
seconds into the
alright? Don't
round.
forget that.
He won't do that this time, but Benji Moolah will. Very good opening pick to Thrive. Exactly what they needed to start to get back on the board.
Finally, at least a opening kill that has not been immediately traded. These last couple of rounds have not been going well for them in that regard. You've
Aimkey's
already touched
Wikipedia
upon that
page goes
before.
back to
Upper
2021.
Decky, though, still trying to be as active as they can on this top floor roam. Already some Goyo canisters being popped. either by Thrive or Upper Decky themselves. Couldn't quite tell in that situation. So
He also got top 4 in Element 2.
we also see
And
Dexter
top 8 in
ultimately
Element
on the
1.
other half, They actually know
He's
that
been in
he's
Tier
here.
2 for a
Yellow
while.
being spotted out.
Couple of years.
He needs to be very careful if they want to just continue to just survive on that roam.
Are we going to watch the Brazil tournament that's happening soon?
Right now, Upper Decky are in
We
a
will
horrible
not be
position.
watching this
They
weekend
cannot
because
lose
I'm
another
going out of
body, otherwise
town.
Thrive, they have great
But
advantage
next
going into
weekend,
this
we
final
will
half.
watch the Brazil tournament, yes.
When they won't, they'll take that advantage back real quick with Kino getting one, Melted getting
Myself
another.
and Super need
And
to
this
start the
hold is
Benji Mula
everywhere.
Rainbow Six Siege
They're all
tournament. What do you mean by
everywhere.
that?
Oh my!
What do you mean by
Upper Decky.
that?
How dare you call them washed? Because these pros are 1 kill away from finding their way back to phase number 3 to get their chance to prove to their former teams and some of their former teammates that you shouldn't have dropped them.
All
And
right.
they'll drop Dexter just to make it a little bit easier to come back.
Congratulations to the winners of the night. Melted, Benji Mula, Kino, Dexter, Dream, and Aimkey, who's also a winner because he finally gets to go to bed. After being awake for over 24 hours, Aimkey can finally go to sleep. Congratulations. And congratulations to, I was going to say to you, to me. We didn't win anything. I'm still dying in my heat wave, but thank you guys all for watching the stream tonight. I really enjoyed watching the games with you. We're going to end it out for tonight. As I just mentioned, I will not be live tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday because I will be out of town. But I will be live Monday with more Element 3 action. The group stage starts on Monday. We're watching it right here. Twitch.tv/JessieJChick. Follow along if you're not already following. I'd really appreciate it. Again, we're pushing for partner. We're pushing for the charm. You said you would do 9 hours tomorrow. Damn straight I didn't. I did 7.5 hours yesterday. I did my tough stream of the week. Sorry if I was a little low energy. I was dealing with a bit of a... I don't know. I feel like I've got a new, like a 5th wisdom tooth coming in or something. I've been dealing with a lot of jaw pain. And it's also hot as fuck, so I wasn't super active today, but I still appreciate you guys hanging out, watching the games with me. I know there's other places you could be, but I appreciate having you here. I'm looking for a person to raid.
We fell in love with apologies. I'm always saying I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm gonna raid the... They're not gonna speak English, though. Oh, we'll raid Brit. There we go. I will see you all on Monday. As I said earlier in the stream, there's some hype news coming out next week. I can't leak what it is, but it's kind of exciting. Go show Brit some love. Oh, I'll close with a prediction as well. Thank you. Congratulations to the Aimkey haters in chat. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Join the Discord. It's a great little community. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a good night, chat.